You can count on that. You can count on that. You can count on me. You can count on me too. You can count on that. You can
too. You know.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Welcome
Welcome.
to the Three Oak Podcast. We even the artists can be fans. AJ the Menace.
And I am Kyle.
The good doctor.
Hazy O'Neal.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, it marks the end of an era.
It all came to a close today, man.
Today it marks the end of an era.
It's been how many years in the making, y'all?
Curtain call.
Eight?
Eight?
No, 9?
8, 9.
I think
9
8 seasons, 9 years.
9 years.
Yeah, and this is the end.
And
That's almost a decade of our lives.
It's almost a decade. And if you count the books, we're talking 1996.
Yeah. Some people are on 2 decades at this point.
Yeah.
like, some people are way deeper than we are. Like, yeah.
Y'all knew the names of side characters and everybody that I wasn't paying attention to. I know that person.
And this is how it
I don't read,
ends.
so
The author of the book gave the ending to the writers of the show. So this is really the ending of the books.
Do you believe that, though?
I believe it 100%.
I don't want to buy that. I hope to God that's not. I don't want to buy that.
Here's why I believe it. Because the stuff that we saw was so illogical and so out of order, you could tell they were just trying to get somewhere. I got to get here. It doesn't have to make sense how I get there, right?
Uh-huh.
We just got to get there. That's what I took from the direction they were taking, like what Daenerys did with the whole burning of the city. But I know you feel tight about this episode, and I'm interested in hearing.
Bruh, I just don't feel anything for this episode. I feel nothing. Bro.
I got the plot points right here for the episode. So we open up. How do you feel about this? We open up. We get a walk through the city. No talking.
That was good. That was
I like that.
Cinematography was fire.
It was.
Everything about that scene. Like, I'll tell you, the first 10 minutes of the episode, honestly, everything leading up to John. No, I don't know about. Yeah, everything leading up to John. No, that's exactly what it was. Yeah. Everything leading up to John stabbing Danny. That was all okay with me. Mm-hmm. It was not okay when they just flash forward a whole fucking month. And we in the dragon pit now.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so this is what we're doing at this point?
Yeah, so, like that leaves a huge hole right there. It's
That's
like,
a huge. Bro, what happened during that time period?
Like, what happened?
I can feel you. I can feel you on that. It's just because like it feels like that flash forward made it seem like they ran out of money and they spent all the money on the battles and they're like, okay, well, let's jump ahead a little bit. This is what happened.
Bro, I'm just so dissatisfied, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't know, bro. I'm not happy with this. I'm just.
Well, they had some strength. They had some weaknesses, I would say. Now, okay, y'all know I've hated. Let me be clear. I hated this entire season. Except episode 3, 4, 5, I was talking trash the whole time.
Yeah.
Talking mad trash. Upset Carla and I'm like, bro, did you see what they did?
Yeah.
Did you see what they did? I can't believe
I
they
liked
did.
episode 3 though.
This one,
Man.
I'm impressed, bro. I'm impressed. I'm satisfied. And I'm interested in hearing what you got to say. But as far as the walk through the city, you know, they were walking. There wasn't much dialogue. I think they did a good job with the visual storytelling.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. The music.
Because Davos and, it was Tyrion and Jon. They didn't say anything really, but they looked at each other. They were thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
She got to go.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, she had to go.
No, I definitely think that she had to go, but I feel like Daenerys' death was kind of like abrupt. Like, okay, we need to get the story going. All right, what can we do? Let's go ahead and just stab her. It wasn't extravagant or anything. None of the people that were on top of things like Cersei or Dany got extravagant deaths. But
nobody.
Then again, neither did Joffrey, though. It seems
Joffrey
like
got the death he deserved.
Yeah,
yes,
he did. Yeah.
Yes, but I think what everybody wanted.
I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about.
I think what everybody wanted was something as extravagant as the Red Wedding for these people that we wanted to see die, and you're not going to get that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're talking about, y'all remember when Geno Slint was on the wall? All they go get my sword?
Yeah.
You're talking about that level. That's what he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's talking full-blown ceremonies, people gathered around for this death.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You weren't going to get
Kind of like the Littlefinger death.
Yeah.
That might have been the most epic way to go out. Was the way they took out Littlefinger.
I did not like Littlefinger
It was
death
like
either.
he stood there like, yeah, I got this. No
That
one's
shit was
gonna.
corny, bro.
Yeah, I hated
No
Littlefinger's
ass is dead
death.
now.
Because wasn't John there? John was off somewhere else.
He was down
Yo,
south.
Littlefinger should have got his head chopped off on a straight up block, bro.
Yeah, he
Like,
should have.
He should have got that straight up execution,
They should
bro.
have taken us back to the
You're in the
chopping block
north.
from
You're
the
in the
fourth-
north,
from
bro.
the first episode.
Yeah, in the north, you get your head cut off. That's the death sentence, bro.
Man who passes the sentence swings the sword.
That's what it
Sansa
is.
should have took his goddamn dome.
You in the Night's Watch, you might get hanged. But you in the north, we chopping that head off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it is a spectacle. just everybody's there.
Y'all were okay with it? Just
This is what I like. I like the deaths where they give him a full death sentence. Y'all remember when Ned Stark cut your boy head off? He said, "I, Lord Eddard Stark, Warden of the North." right. The Stark in Winterfell. You know what I'm saying? First of his name, son of such and such Stark, hereby sentence you to die. That's what I wanted, bro. Right?
That's what he wanted.
That's what I want. That full blown. This is an official. I'm the government, and I'm killing you right now.
yeah.
Yeah, what I really wanted though, I really think this season was terribly paced. Like if they
The last 2 seasons been terribly paced.
well, you can kind of explain away the previous season, but this one, I mean, to jam pack all of that into
just
six
six
episodes, it really needed the 12
They
episode
weren't even
treatment.
worth it. They weren't even worth it, bro.
Made it worth
You
it.
know,
It easier to tell the
bro, this
story.
so, bro,
He said you could explain away the last season.
bro, I'm so disappointed, yo. I'm not gonna lie, yo. I'm highly disappointed.
Tell us.
All right, so
why.
what
Tell us
exactly
why.
disappoints you?
Yeah, what's your
Bro,
3 main
yeah,
disappointments? Come on, let's go.
He was
Bro, the
looking
way
disgusting
everything
in the face.
ended was so lame, bro.
What?
It was lame, bro. It was like, just like you said, they clearly just setting us up for an Arya spinoff. Like,
Yeah,
don't
that was
nobody
kinda
got time
corny.
for that.
That
We
was
don't-
corny. The Arya
we
part
don't-
was corny.
Yeah, we don't care, bro.
No.
Like, we don't care.
But
enough.
where did she even get sailing skills from? Where did this come from,
None
bro?
of this makes sense, bro. She's not a faceless man no more either.
When,
All of a
since
sudden.
when has she ever
Not no
sailed a ship
warrior.
ever, bro?
And even when she tried to pop off at the little thing, you say one more thing, I'm gonna cut your throat. You ain't trying to cut nobody else's
No.
throat. in the
I was
last
with
2
that.
episodes.
I was with that action. I was with
But
that.
she ain't about that action. She just
No.
all talk.
Man,
She no
Arya-
what?
no, Arya's
No, she
been
about
about
that
that
action.
action.
What happened to her
went
the
from
last 2
Tupac to Drake.
episodes?
You wanna look at her like
What happened to her the
that.
last 2 episodes? No action.
No, you wanna know why?
None.
You wanna know why there was no action? Because nobody threatened John. See, look. As long as you're not threatening my family, you're gonna live. Nobody threatened her family. She had no problem. You kill the people of King's Landing. She don't care, right?
All right, bro. You know what else
I mean,
I'm
she
disappointed
almost died
with?
in King's Landing,
I'm also
bro.
disappointed with.
She did.
Okay, bro. They picked Bran. First of all, Bran's storyline was supposed to be Ben dead. Like, why do you think I've traveled this far?
I mean, hold
Lame.
on.
That was
hold
such
on.
a lame line.
No.
bruh.
This is what I like about this.
I did not like that line, bro.
Bran is Littlefinger, bro, nigga. He's been
No,
trying to get the
no,
throne.
he's not.
He's been
He's
trying to get the
fucking
throne the whole time. He's the best Game of Thrones player, bro. He said, "Why do you think I did all of this? It wasn't to save humanity.
Man,
it was to
hold
get the
on.
throne, bro."
Hold on. I'm not that mad at Bran
Bruh.
becoming king. I'm really not, because if we're being honest, who better to lead a nation than somebody who knows what's going
Not
to
a
happen?
northern god, I can
But
tell
I'm
you that.
But I'm telling you,
Fuck, like,
the
why
way
are you
it
down
ended-
there to begin with?
I know what-
the show
Come
ended.
on,
I know what you're
the
saying.
show
Come on, bro.
ended the way that everybody, all the characters got what they wanted. Essentially, the main characters got what they wanted.
We just found out Bran wanted the throne, apparently. We
I
just
don't even
found
know
that
if
out
he
30
wanted
minutes
it.
ago.
I mean, only thing we ever seen him do is sit in a chair and just stare into space.
He didn't even use his powers correctly. And then they stretched his powers anyway on top of that, bro. It's like...
It is such his powers.
bruh,
He's not supposed to be
can't-
that powerful.
He can't see what's in the South. It's a fact. The book says he can see everything that werewolves have seen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means he can't see everything. The only reason he can see everything is because he can control the crows, which they never...
Oh,
which
yeah.
which they never...
Which should have been in the
really-
finale.
Yeah, which they
really
never
dove
even
into
showed it. You should have let me see him like stretch his power, send a bunch of like crows all throughout the Seven Kingdoms so you can see what's going on out there.
Yeah, they should have showed a
What's
scene
the point,
with
of, bro? What's the point of
yeah.
having a god as a king now, and he has not showed no god power, so he's regular now. So all that's going to be all that going.
It's gonna be in a spinoff because when he was like,
We don't need no.
There's like, where's
I don't
Drogon?
I don't want no spinoff, bro.
Like,
You ain't do
don't-
this
don't
one
have
right,
us here, bring us here and say,
bro. Finish
"Now we're
this
gonna
one
spin
before
off."
you give me a spinoff. That's how I
Yeah.
feel.
Like if you want to do a spinoff and you want that thing to be successful, end me here.
Another
end
thing.
end me up top. Don't end me like how you did.
See,
this.
y'all don't feel like it ended
don't
up
bring
top?
me all the way
No, bro,
down.
it was-
It
it was
was
terrible,
Let
bro.
me
It was
counter.
terrible.
I
All
feel
right.
like it was mid level.
Let me counter that. You feel like it was mid. Y'all feel like it was ended down here.
like it was
I feel like it
trash.
was ended up here. And this is coming from the man who been complaining all
It's like you
season.
and- it's like you and 3 other people across the world who
Bruh,
feel
it
that
was-
Let me tell my story. Okay, so we got
So explain it to
who got the throne? Who got the throne right now? What's his name?
Brandon Stark.
Brandon Stark.
Brandon who?
Stark.
I'm gonna hit that one more time, please.
Stark.
The last
Brandon
name.
That's not gonna work.
Oh, no.
So how-
Let's not forget. We
Please
got a
explain.
Stark. We're not a Targaryen, because Aegon, a.k.a., would have been a Targaryen. We have a Stark on the Iron Throne. Nah, hold up. Also, we got the Northern Kingdom, who is being led by who?
Sansa Stark.
Sansa who?
Queen Sansa.
No. What's that last name, though?
Sansa Stark.
Okay. And who is in the head of the Night's Watch?
Well, he's not the head. He's not the head. You
don't fuck out of here. You know he did. You know he's
What
there.
you mean?
name
The
is
last
not
thing we
Stark.
all saw was him riding off
Become the
above
king of the North. Become a king beyond the wall, bruh. He was ready to become king of the wildlings, bruh.
But that's what this
No,
show
he
has been the
wasn't.
entire time.
I don't even think
All
he
right,
really
well, let's start
wanted-
over.
he
Let's
did-
start
he
over because I'm still not done my
leadership.
gripes with this
Let's hit the
episode.
gripes. Let's hit the gripes.
Because we don't know what he's going to do. Because the whole time, first of all,
What else is it gonna be?
He got off so easily. Well, they damn sure didn't show us that.
He should have died. That was kind of fake. He should have.
Not only should he have not died, stop acting disappointed that you're going back to the wall, bro. Stop acting like you ain't been there before.
No,
Stop
it
acting
was
like you lost your whole life,
It wasn't
bro.
about the wall. It wasn't about the wall,
What
bro.
was it about?
It was about Daenerys. He killed the woman that he loved, bro. He killed the woman that he loved. He saved all fucking humanity, and he didn't even step up to become king. So it's like, bro, he's really living like the book they talking about. He's really gonna be living in the shadows. Like, I feel like it was disappointment. Like, I killed. Cause remember, Ygritte died. That's the other woman he loved. She died in his arms. Daenerys died in his arms. You know what I'm saying? And he's not the kind of person to explain, just like Jaime when he killed the Mad King, he's not the kind of person to explain why he did what he did. He don't care what people think. He's like, bro, look, I did what I did. Y'all don't rock with it. Y'all don't rock with it, period. You know what I'm saying? So he's got banished, got sentenced to a life sentence. And I feel like he disappointed. Like, he done saved the world twice. You know what I'm saying? With the whole White Walker situation, which is arguable because
Yeah, it was Arya that did that,
Arya
really.
did that.
And they don't
Arya did
appreciate it. They don't appreciate what he did, but no, because
Yeah,
he
that's what
basically
I'm
did the right
saying.
thing,
The
and
ult-
nobody appreciates
And
it.
and the thing is, nobody appreciates it because nobody knows he's even a Targaryen, bruh. They don't even realize if he wanted to, he could have been like, yo, screw all this voting. I'm the king. And people would have supported him, bruh. Like, he had Sansa, he had Bran, he had all of their support. You know what I'm saying? Gendry
Why
support
did
him.
that not come up during the whole
Like
Dragon Pit thing anyway?
Yeah, I figured that would have been the direction they would have. That would have been a better direction to take.
And then, like, even if at least make it known and then be like, but he still has to pay for his crime.
Yeah, it should have been known.
You know what I'm
it
saying?
It should have been
Like,
discussed.
Yeah, at least been discussed,
But I
but he
think that's
still
the
has to pay
poetic-
for his crime. He still goes to the wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's the poetic justice of it all because he wanted it to be a secret. And he was like, yo, like.
Well, I mean, I pretty much see, like, they pretty much gave him the Aemon Targaryen story, where Aemon Targaryen was the maester of the Night's Watch when, you know what I'm saying? So he abandoned his name. He was supposed to be a king. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
he has the Aemon Targaryen story,
they're mirroring.
the maester. You know, it's the same thing.
And they
right?
also mirrored Jaime Lannister. I don't know if y'all remember the pilot episode, Jon Snow and Jaime Lannister talked. And he was like, I'm about to go join the Night's Watch. He was like, you sure you want to do that? He was like, yeah, we protect the realm, something like that. And he was like,
yeah,
he
I
was like, is it
remember
we
that.
already? I was like, why would they throw that scene in there? It seemed kind of random.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense because when we look at Jaime's story, when he's known as the Kingslayer because he killed the Mad King, but really he saved King's Landing from getting burnt like it did what we saw, right? The way we saw.
But nobody ever saw it.
nobody knows about that. So he's a hero. But he's like, look, I'd rather live as a villain and a man without honor, even though I'm truly the hero, and then have everybody know what I did to save everybody and have him viewed as the villain. And that's exactly what Jon did, right? He killed her. He's not everybody. I'm a Targaryen, and I passed the throne down so we can have elections, right? So we can have the best leader. And he allowed the wheel to be broken. If it wasn't for him, he'd be the king, right? He could have called Drogon back. He could have rolled Drogon.
See, the reason, hold on, the whole thing about this whole thing is we're talking about 8 seasons and everybody's shitting on the last season.
No.
I think-
This is more than one season we've been shitting on.
Hold on, though.
Okay.
The whole thing about it is, I feel like you went back and watched the rest of the seasons leading up to this, right? Or
Correct.
Okay, so
Seen them all, yeah.
if you've seen all of them in succession, you can tell the story. You can see the entire story for what it is.
Yeah.
Most people are watching this at the end of its entirety, and they haven't done that. They can't connect those dots. Same thing happened with a lot of movies and shows throughout history. So I feel like if you watch everything in succession, you're going to have a different view about it versus if you watch the last season as it is without having gone back and reviewed
True.
the entire story.
True.
So I don't feel like it's the shit show that everybody is saying it
there-
is.
I feel like if you still watch it from the beginning, there are things that have a lot of payoff and they come full circle.
Yeah.
But I feel like there are also things that there are like little holes that they could have done more effectively. And when I say holes, I'm not even referring to, oh, you're just mad it didn't turn out the way you wanted, right? Like, oh, no, it's not that. Like, I didn't want Ned to die, but the story, the world, and the situation that they built up to all make sense for Ned to die, right? I'm like, I don't like that, but it's his fault. Like, he made dumb decisions. That's his result. Red Wedding. Rob, married the other girl. You know what I'm saying? He beheaded the car start guy. I'm like, okay, he put himself in that situation.
He promised
But
he'd marry one of those daughters. And
Some of the things that happened in the 5th episode, right before the finale, I'm like, okay, I don't feel like y'all really sufficiently built up to this. And then the people say, oh, well, they foreshadowed this, they foreshadowed that. That doesn't mean you did a good
built up
job
to it,
of character development in that direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all saw Endgame? Like
Hell
Avengers?
yes.
Okay, so there's spoilers for Avengers Endgame. You haven't seen that? Skip ahead.
If you haven't seen it by now,
yeah.
you don't
If
want
you're
to.
spoiling the Avengers Endgame at this point.
It is your fault at this point.
Yeah, it's your
Yeah. So skip ahead if you haven't seen it. But so I'm about to spoil it right now. So
Keep listening.
all right. So if we look at like, for example, Iron Man and Thanos, right?
Yes.
The first movie. Oh shit. The first movie was what? It was Iron Man.
About to get your pants, I think.
It's all good. It's all good.
They
The
can
first.
see what's going on.
The first movie was Iron Man and the whole universe, right? Yeah. And Iron Man was the one who first saw the vision of Thanos. Y'all remember when he saw Thanos' army coming in the second Avengers movie? And then so when the snap happens and then Iron Man and Thanos fight at the end of the Endgame, right? We expected that. Yeah. We expected it. It was built up to. So we look at episode 3, we got John and the Night King. I don't care what nobody says. It is factual that they built up to that face-off between Jon Snow and the Night King.
They didn't even meet.
They built up to that. Like, they did.
100%.
And they didn't even
Like,
meet.
I'm talking about Jon Snow killed one of the White Walkers. This all the whole fight is in slow motion, bruh. He blocks the sword with the Valyrian Steel. Valyrian Steel becomes irrelevant. In the season finale, they don't even mention Valyrian Steel, right? But y'all built this up to be a major plot point,
They set it up for somebody who has Valyrian Steel.
which they didn't capitalize on.
They don't mention Valyrian Steel at all.
After the 5th season, they don't mention it.
Yeah.
They lightly touch on it, but don't show me that this is the only thing that can defend us against the White Walkers, and then make it and then get all of these Valyrian Steel blades in one location. We had Sam Tarly stole a blade from his dang father, right? Jaime and Brienne, they got the sword that was broken down from ice from Ned Stark, right? Yeah. And then we got Longclaw that was passed down from Mormont. So this is relevant to the plot. That's what you led me to believe.
Wait a minute.
Right?
Arya had one though. I could have sworn Arya killed him.
Was that Littlefinger's? That was Littlefinger's blade.
That's what the dagger was made out of.
That's the only way that could have happened.
Right.
So they led up to it. Somebody that had Valyrian Steel did kill the Night King. I just feel like because of how her character developed, maybe it changed to have it happen because of fan service.
Exactly.
I have no
That's
idea, but that's my thought.
and exactly. I feel like that's exactly what they did. It's almost like if you went to watch Endgame and they found out how popular Black Panther was, and at first they planned Iron Man to fight him, but they well, Black Panther made way more money, so let's switch it halfway through. And then like you watch Endgame, and then Black Panther kills Thanos, right? Yeah, we like Black Panther, right? We like him, but we would have been like, what the hell?
It wouldn't have made no sense.
It wouldn't have made sense in the context of the story, right? Why? Because you have built Iron Man up. They have this emotional connection, and they was had that face off. Jon Snow and the Night King had this emotional connection, bro. Jon Snow has been in the night, so I was preparing for this since the first season, bro.
That's the reason why anyone even knew they were.
That's what I'm saying. Arya found out about this 4 episodes ago, bro. Everyone, well, she's been training about this for season. No, she has not. She's been training to get revenge on humans, bro. The people that wronged her family. Nothing to do with the White Walkers. Yeah. She has not been trained for no hand-to-hand combat. When she faced Brienne one-on-one, bro, I'm like, what the hell is this, bro?
When did you learn that? Yeah,
you are an assassin. You work in the shadows. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It was fan servicey, you know.
Yeah. If anything, the way that Arya and Brienne fought should have been completely different because she was trained by different people. So it didn't really make sense that she was matching Brienne.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And now she's a pirate.
Because she was supposed to be a water Bravosi fighter.
Yeah, they dance. They're very nimble.
Yeah, they're like nimble and stuff. Yeah.
So
well, she did in the beginning of the fight, and then she started getting gutted towards the end, like she was like a knight all of a sudden.
But what about that John and that Grey Worm face off though?
That was the best part of the episode.
Best part of the episode. I feel like it was the one part of the episode where John wasn't a bitch. It was the one part. Yes. Like for the whole 90 minutes, I'm like, yo, this dude is the biggest bitch.
Bruh,
and I'm watching the whole time, I'm like, son.
Bro,
The only time he had a pair of balls was in that moment.
The only time he was about that action.
Only time, and even then, old boy still said, "Still a bitch." He still,
yo, the solidarity.
He still didn't stop him from doing
I'm not
what
gonna
you
lie,
didn't
yo. I'm not gonna lie. Daenerys went out like a gangster.
Hell yeah.
Her whole speech to her armies was fire.
Hell yeah.
She even died after she sold a dream to Jon. I mean, Jon still killed her, but she stole a pretty powerful dream still in that moment.
Yo, Daenerys,
she believed she
never
went
lost
down
a step.
Daenerys is a pimp, bro.
She wanted.
Daenerys is
exactly.
Bro.
She showed us pimping at its highest level.
Yep.
She showed you what you can get from pimping.
Yep.
You can get 7 kingdoms for 5 minutes.
He barely.
Because the only reason Jon did it because he spoke to Tyrion. If he didn't talk to Tyrion first, bro, he would have been loyal to the end, bro.
Yep.
All the way to the end.
To the end, because after that he would have went back to the north, so they would have been separate. You feel me? So that's why he said now's the time, bro.
What was his plan anyway?
I think
what was his plan?
Been better told had he not talked to Tyrion, went back, been loyal, then we would have had another war between the North and King's Landing.
I feel like we deserve to find out how Daenerys' body was discarded.
But that might be on purpose, though, because if you realize the way that the show ended, they left enough doors open so that they could have something after.
I thought that was so whack. I thought that was so whack, like how they did that.
No,
It
what
might
you
be,
mean?
it might be whack, but that's TV.
Because
That's
it's like
TV
you
for
didn't. Because I don't feel like this one closed out right. You know what I'm saying?
How are they supposed to close it, bro? It has to continue. The world has to continue.
It doesn't have to. No one ever says
No.
that
The
it
song of
has
Ice
to
and
keep
Fire
going.
could be done right now.
Yeah,
like
and even if you want to tell the
it
story,
don't feel like the song of Ice and Fire is done because they didn't lead up to this ending the right way. But
Yeah.
But though I didn't lead up to the right ending, I didn't lead up and make you feel like the story of Ice and Fire was really close. Y'all dropping that book on the table at the end did not satisfy me. I'm sorry. Don't show me like 4 different spinoffs. We know the Arya spinoff is coming. We know the Queen Sansa spinoff is coming. We know John Above the Wall might be coming. I take that back. John Above the Wall is not happening.
John is going to be a legend. He's going to be a legend.
It's going to be over for John. No, they're not, because the way they did his character this whole season, they completely made him not like. I don't know what they did with this man.
Yeah, what the
I thought
hell?
Grey Worm was
Yeah.
the only one who had no nuts. I seriously,
Literally.
they seriously just took
Look.
John from like just cut him off.
All Grey Worm wanted was to be left the fuck alone. They took his girl, his queen is gone.
That's
so
not
all
what he
has
wanted.
is his men
That ain't
and,
what he wanted.
and doing right by his woman. That's all Grey Worm really wanted.
Girl want vengeance.
Yeah, he did.
He want fire and blood, bro.
But after that, he's like, man, I'm not fucking with the.
But
no
hey,
more.
I love
I'm
Grey
gone.
Worm's energy, bro. Because you remember last episode where like John was like, "No, stop," and the Grey Worm looked back at him like, "Bro, what you say, bro?" Right?
Oh, yeah,
He hesitated like 1 second.
Yeah.
He's like, "Okay, we about this action." So we really got to see what he was really feeling this episode. So Jon Snow walked up. He's like, "Bro, what you doing?" He said, "I'm killing him, bro. What you think I'm doing?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Bro, we
Unshakable.
already on the hostile shit because I saw how iffy he was earlier. So this what we doing. Period."
Hey, so y'all feel like Grey Worm like went to the dark side in that moment in the street.
I mean,
No,
Like, well, pretty
Grey
much
Worm-
once Melisandre's not Melisandre, what's her name?
Miss Sunday.
Missandei.
Melisandre's head
Yeah.
got cut off. He officially went to the dark side. Was him going to Noth? Was that supposed to be like there's still
doing
some
right. He was
there's
doing
still some
right.
good left in him?
Doing
Or
right.
something?
doing right by Missandei. Like the thing about Grey Worm is he was following Daenerys because
So
she
blindly.
Yeah, he was.
So
but
blindly.
she's the
She
one that
freed
him.
him, bro.
She's
They
the
were
one that
slaves
freed
for
him.
life, bro.
And because she was doing the same thing all the way across the whole continent, he was just like, okay, this seems like a good person to follow, and that's where his sense of justice came
And they
from.
go even deeper than that. It ain't even like they seem like a good person to follow, bro. It's like you're a slave. You were stolen from your parents as a youth.
At
They made
birth.
you kill puppies. They castrated you. They made it so you can't feel pain, and they psychologically tortured you. And this is a person who has a power to free you, who is not gaining anything personally from freeing you, but she makes the decision to free you.
Yeah.
She goes out of her way and risk her life to free you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're like, bro, I don't care about nothing else. I'm loyal to her
Yeah.
because nobody else cared. Y'all didn't care about me when I was a slave.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
She did. So if she say y'all gotta die, bro.
Yeah.
Like I feel that.
Yeah.
But bro, his loyalty was so 100, bro. He told John, he said, look, all right, she on that crazy stuff now. I'm on it too.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Bro.
Either way, somebody's gonna die.
Everybody need a rider like that for him. Though.
Yeah.
Like if you saw the movement, you need a rider. It's like, you know what?
For real.
Whatever you on, I'm on. What move you gonna make, I'm gonna
Yo.
make.
Yeah.
Like
He
I'm
let
ready
John
for
know.
it.
Look at John was like, look, bro, they are because they was popped out first. John was calm. He was like, I'm following my queen's orders. He said, what are your queen's orders? He said,
He's like,
Murder all of her enemies.
right. Facts. Yo. He was like, bro, they surrendered, bro. I mean, he's like, bro, they on their knees.
they're breathing.
Did he
Yeah.
say
That was
yeah.
his response. They
Yeah.
were breathing.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm not defending it. However, it's a lot of Daenerys defenders out there, and now I see where they're coming from. Because the message she's saying, she said, look, if we come outside your city, and y'all choose not to surrender and overthrow the leader, everybody's dying.
Yeah.
So we get to the gates, just go ahead and surrender. Because if you don't, everybody's dying. That's the message, right? Surrender off gates, literally.
Yeah.
When I get to the gate, surrender, or I'm toasting the whole city. So I see what she was trying to do. She was making sure that nobody ever betrayed the Targaryens again. But
Y'all realize she never sat in the chair.
She never got to.
No, she had a chance, but she was stuck staring at
Well,
him.
she was talking to John at that point. She had
a good 20 seconds to put
She had
her
a whole
ass in the
storytelling time. I forgot about that.
I would have felt more satisfied if she sat down, even if it was for like 1 second.
Yeah, she didn't even get to sit down.
Be cut or not.
I didn't even know that when you were talking about it. I was like, damn, I didn't read.
Yeah, I was hoping as soon as she sat down, she got cut.
Because for the people who don't know, there's a thing about it in the books where if a leader sits down in the Iron Throne
and you're not really supposed to be there,
and they constantly get cut, that's the thing. But
and her dad was known
they aren't worthy of the throne if they get cut by the throne.
Exactly.
Yeah, because the throne still has sharp swords. So her dad, the Mad King, was also the King of Scabs because he got cut so many times.
Well, that proves it right there. She was the Targaryens. Point blank, period, never were meant to sit on the throne.
That'd have been so ill if she just sat down and got cut and then he killed her.
I agree with you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
So y'all remember when y'all remember when Tyrion took the hand off?
That was
that was G.
Threw it down the stairs like.
Yup.
That was bold too.
That was extremely.
I
you
going down them stairs. His head. I just knew it.
Because though the way he did it was so gangsta, bruh. Because like she was facing everybody. She said, I'm gonna punk him in front of everybody, but we're gonna handle this later. She said, yeah, your brother got She gave her speech. She was like, your brother got free or whatever. I know you set your brother free.
You freed your brother.
He turned her directly. He said, and you burned the whole burn the whole city. What's up?
Yeah, that's a fact.
He turned and faced her, bro. He said, so you want to have this discussion now? Let's have it. You burned the city. What we gonna talk about?
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
You did something you told me you weren't going to do.
I don't know.
She made a promise to him that, okay, he basically said, look,
she kind of told him she was gonna flip though. Didn't she?
Get them.
Yeah, I don't think she promised. I watched that scene again. It seemed like he was like, what did he say? He said when they surrender and they ring the bells, don't burn any more people. And then she looked at Grey Worm. She was like, yeah, well, go ahead and do what I told you to do.
yeah, you're right. She did do that.
At the first time, it was like she said, yeah.
She said, resume with the original plan.
Here's the thing about Daenerys that I don't see a lot of people talking about. The entire time we've been following Daenerys, it's been like from her point of view. Like we saw what she went through.
Facts.
Yeah,
right, so it's skewed.
The entire time, she's been having all of this. She's been being showered with praise, all the time.
That's true. That's the first time we got to see it was when Tyrion was talking about her perspective of it. I didn't think about it like that either.
And when she finally gets to Winterfell, she doesn't know how shit goes out there. Everybody around her is telling her, "Hey, look, you gotta chill. Yeah. These people don't know you."
Yeah, that's true. Because when he did explain it from her perspective, that was ill.
Yeah,
because it's like. Previously, just like you said, bro, we see the effects of the people from the perspective of the people she has liberated, but not of the lords that she's displaced, right? Yeah, so we've been spending 8-7 years on the side of the lords now, right? So we see the people, we have like connections. We know they have brothers, they have sisters, they have children, they have like goals, they have conflicting values within themselves. They're people, right?
Exactly.
Before it's just like these shadowy, dark, bad people who don't have all these traits. Oh, who cares if they die? Who cares if they burn? They're bad. They're slave owners.
Yeah.
Now you're like, okay, he's a lord, but he didn't want to be a lord. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just got born in this position. He's really trying to be a good guy. She's going to burn them all. She don't care. So that when she gave that speech and she was like, look, my goal is to literally, this is what I mean by break the will. I'm going to kill all the lords. That's what I took that as. Yeah. I'm going to kill all the lords and everybody's going to be free. So they weren't having it, man.
Yes.
So they have a democracy now.
It's not a full blown democracy. It's what's it called? It's like when the leaders select.
It's like it's like an
autocracy.
Oh, no, it's not.
Is that what it is?
It's like a rotating autocracy. It's going to be one main leader,
but only the leaders decide.
Yeah. So that way, the same family really doesn't control the kingdoms the entire time.
Bronn really got Highgarden.
He really did. Like,
that was surprising to me.
I feel like
that was surprising to me.
Bronn's story was kind of like it was just like satisfying because he honestly kind of didn't really he honestly kind of didn't really deserve it. He just he's
the one character that never told a lie, bro. Have y'all noticed that? Bronn has never told a lie.
Yeah,
He'll tell you straight up. He said, "Look, I'm gonna let you know right now. They offer me a better deal.
I'm gonna kill you."
Like straight up. I don't want you to be surprised.
Yeah,
I'm gonna show up by that action. So he never told a lie. He didn't play the Game of Thrones. I feel like Bran is an ultimate Littlefinger, bro.
He is though.
Like
let's talk.
That means that hold the door moment with Hodor. That was so he could be king. Think about that, bro. That wasn't a save the world realm moment. That also Bran could be. He said everything I've done. He said, "Why do you think I'm here?"
Bran is okay. So Bran probably is because he can see the future. He probably is the best person to lead, but I'm curious about what will happen in the future.
He can't see the future.
But only.
No, yes, he can. He can.
Oh, he can?
Only
Yeah.
through the eyes of.
Well, in the show, it's just
In the show,
anywhere.
it seems like he could do whatever he
Past,
wants.
present, future,
in
any
the
location.
book, he has way more limitations than
Yeah,
okay.
and
Portraying the
okay,
show,
this is
yeah.
why the end is gonna be more satisfying in the books. In the books, he doesn't lose his personality.
He doesn't.
He's still Bran. He's Bran.
He's still Bran, but he got
Bran.
the powers though.
But he's a little boy. His heart is pure, bro. Like
Yes.
he's like 8 years old. You feel me?
He's still
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Because in the show he
that
aged.
makes
He did
a lot
age.
better.
He aged. He
Like,
aged
He did.
significantly.
maintain the same
And he lost who
personality.
Bran was. He was a 3-Eye Raven.
He completely lost his personality.
Yep.
Yeah, he's no longer Bran.
He didn't even didn't he like completely disown his name Brandon at one point, and now
Yep.
he's okay with being Brendan Stark.
Now I
Lord
like
of the
Bran the
Six
Broken because they did full circle with that. Because the original Stark was Bran the Builder, right?
Yeah.
He built Storm's End, which were the Baratheons
Yeah.
castle. He built
Where
Winterfell, and he
Gendry's
built the
at.
wall, right? Bran the Builder. So we got Bran the Broken, and it's like a whole new era is brought in by this new king, Bran Stark, Bran the
Yeah.
Broken, right? I love that, bro.
That's
full
what's up.
circle, yeah.
But I'm curious from a storytelling point of view. You can be right or you can know what's going to happen, but what about the people of the realm of Westeros? Are
Yeah,
they
see,
going to be
that's
all the
something
way
I would like
cool
to
with
see.
that? Are they?
I feel like this story, A Song of Ice and Fire, is a massive world. And like the trauma that we've just seen the Seven Kingdoms go through for the last 8 years, you would think they would give us more closure on what each kingdom is doing. You know what I'm saying? Which realm is, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, 'cause we're really only focused on two.
Nah, man. This only no, bro. They gotta end it. They ended this shit. Like they can't set up everything. You know, like when Harry Potter ended. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like Lord of the Rings. You can't let everybody know exactly what's gonna happen next. It's like it's got a happy ending. They let you know it's gonna be a new beginning. Like we knew who all the lords are. You feel me?
I enjoy those, like in Harry Potter, for an example, I enjoy those where they go like flash forward 20 years.
Oh yeah.
I enjoy those because remember they did that.
They did that
Yeah.
with the
You know what I
children,
mean?
with Malfoy's
That's what
kids,
I don't feel.
Harry's kids.
I
But-
feel like that helps me a lot. In
They didn't have
shows
that.
where
They didn't
do
have that ability though because of George R. R. Martin. They can't step on his toes because they don't know what books he's gonna write.
No. Because they still could have gave us. They could have wrapped up everybody. So say this the side story. So Arya goes west on the map. They don't. 20 years later, they don't show Arya. Maybe in a conversation with Sansa in the north, they're like, "Man, it's been like 20 years since I've even seen Arya."
yeah,
that still
yeah.
leaves me room for a spinoff.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like,
But then they don't know if they don't know if Sansa gonna die in 3 years. You feel me?
well, that's why I like the 20 years later thing, or 10 years
epilogue,
later.
yeah.
Because remember when Tyrion said to him,
Yeah.
Ask me again in 10
ask
years
me
how
again
I
in
feel.
10 years. Give us 10 years later.
I feel like that would have been better. I just don't
Or
feel
9
like
years or something, you know?
I just don't think they have the power to even do that if they wanted to. Like,
but they time travel. No. He gave him the ending.
But what about past the ending?
Oh, I
though?
see what you're saying.
You see what I'm
I see what you're
saying? He
saying,
didn't give him none of that. Now, I think something else. My favorite part was when they had a small council.
Yeah.
And you know how they were talking, it was very casual, right?
Yeah.
That could be taken as corny. I loved it because if we go way back to the first season when Ned
these
first
people. Yeah.
when Ned first arrived at the small council, these guys had relationships for 5, 6, 7, 8, 15 years. So he was just a new guy. Everybody's talking normal as hell. Well, you know, we'll let our master ships handle that. They cracking jokes and stuff.
Oh,
He
yeah,
like, why is everybody so relaxed? It's because they know each other, right?
Yeah.
Then season 2, season 3, season 4, it was hostile in the small council, right? Because all these
you're
different
right.
factions,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh well, da-da-da-da-da. Well, now it's relaxed again because we all on the same team.
Yeah.
You
You're
know
right.
what I'm saying? Like,
That was I see what you're saying.
bruh, Sam is the master of is Grand Maester now, bruh.
And Sam is the person that got to just watch everything from afar, and like the fact that they gave Sam the whole drop the book moment. We wrote.
I'm
that.
proud of
You
Sam.
know how I feel about Sam.
But on the real though, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't
Tell
like
us how you
Sam.
feel.
I didn't like him at first.
Oh, really?
Yo,
But I'm proud of him.
Sam is the reason why 7 to 8 characters died.
What?
This
Wait.
season alone.
All right, let's talk about it.
Explain.
Well, yeah. What's 7, 8 K? What are we talking about?
Not really 7 to 8. I'm really going.
But yeah,
overboard.
you just-
Yeah. Let's bring that
It
number down.
sounded
Yeah,
good
yeah.
though.
But
It sounded good.
I know. What it is.
How many we talking
It
about
was-
though?
All right, when the White Walkers were coming down on Winterfell, if he didn't take his old big bitch ass down to the crypt with everybody else,
Yeah, he should have been in
what's
the
the
crib.
2 people who died defending? his children?
Ed died defending him.
Yeah, Ed, yeah.
Dead. Next up was No, Turbo with names here.
I think that's the only one.
I can't
Nah,
remember
two people
anybody
died
out of the
defending him
main
when the White
cast.
Walkers came
I think it was only one, bro.
No, it was only one. It was
During the
only
battle?
one. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
only
during the battle.
I could have sworn it was two.
Unless you want to count Lady Marmot when she took out the troll, because the troll was about to catch wreck on everybody.
Yeah.
So I mean, we
The
could.
giant.
Yeah, I think I was probably throwing
Yeah,
that
not
one
the
in there,
troll.
too.
My fault.
You're talking about
The giant.
dude that was on the battlefield and he was like, "What the fuck
Mormont
you
should
doing
have
here?"
lived,
Yeah.
man.
That guy. Okay.
Yeah.
I know what
Mormont
you're
should have
talking
lived. Mormont should have lived.
I'm talking about the girl Mormont. Mind you, that's what I'm
I
talking
was
about.
thinking-
about. Nah, she went out like her mama did.
Yeah.
So she's all
Why she had to go out at all though?
That'd
I
been hard
don't
to
know.
move.
That whole scene was corny, bro. And then the giant pulls her this close to his eye. The only thing that could kill him. Why is he doing this?
Maybe he couldn't believe he killed a child.
Because he's stupid.
He was like,
Oh, damn.
"Oh, my fault. This is a little." I only kill adults. Sorry.
Oh shit.
But she went out like a G though, man.
She did.
Nah, she's been a G for the whole. She's been a G for the whole.
Hey,
Mormont's
your,
are
your,
all
your boy
gangsters.
was in that final meeting. Your boy Jan Royce. They brought him back. Yo,
Jan
sweet.
Roy, when it
yo,
comes to loyalty, Jan Royce is up there.
Yo, whenever Sansa was in Winterfell, or somebody come try to talk to Sansa, and Jan Royce was right there, they were like, "Lady Sansa, I'd like to speak with you." He was like,
Lady Sansa, what do you want to do?
Okay.
She was like, "It's all right." He was like, "Okay, I'm gonna leave the room now. I don't care who you is, bitch. I'm not leaving."
Hold up, bro. And you can't bring Sweet Robin back with that much swag and not explain when he got the swag. What happened?
Yeah.
We need to know when he
He's sitting there like,
Laid out, crossed out. Only thing he said the whole time he said, "I."
But then
I co-sign.
Yeah,
He
but
was
then he
standing
looked
with
around.
a head
He
to the
did that
neck.
with swag, bro.
was
When
feeling
did Sweet
himself.
Robin get swag?
Now let's not
bro?
forget.
feeling
Let's not
himself.
forget that Sweet Robin is possibly Littlefinger's son. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
possibly
That would
Littlefinger's
explain a
son.
lot.
That would make
Yeah.
a lot of sense. All her other kids were miscarriages.
And they were by John Aaron. And then the one child that did survive was Sweet Robin, but he was sickly.
And
All
mine,
these people y'all keep mentioning, man. I need to go back and watch the whole series.
Yeah. Sweet Robin
Is in a
Lord,
veil.
Lord of the Veil. He was a little kid.
he was mad
They
weak.
left him.
He was
You
like
remember?
sword fighting.
You remember?
Now I remember who
Yeah,
he
you remember
is.
his mom was breastfeeding him. He was like 10
That's
years
the
old.
kid?
That was
Oh,
him with that much
shit.
swag, bro.
What?
Hey.
And then the mom died, and then he was
Well,
like,
Littlefinger killed the mom.
Littlefinger killed the mom.
Okay,
Then-
yeah, that
and
I
then-
remember.
And then he was bringing him up. Remember, he sent him to Jan Royce. Jan Royce is the white-haired dude from the
Oh,
Veil
man.
that's always next to Sansa.
Okay.
So like he
all
took
right.
him there.
So that's what I feel like the Veil should be part of the North, bro.
I
Why-
think they are. I think
Nah, because
it's
it's 6 in the South and it's 1 in the North.
Wasn't there some animosity
But they're the
between her and
closest.
Catelyn for leaving
They're the
though?
closest
I
to
can't
the-
remember.
Yeah, but Catelyn and her are both dead though.
yeah.
They have an undeniable loyalty to the North.
That's what I'm
though.
saying. They've been loyal to
Yeah,
the
which is
North.
strange though because
And the Riverlands as well.
the Riverlands as well.
It might go different in the books, but they might do 3 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, they might do the Vale and the Riverlands in the North, because that's how it was. That's how it was when
Yeah,
Robert
yeah,
came
yeah.
king. And then, 4 in the South.
Yeah.
Man, I did really like this series as a whole though.
I was satisfied with the conclusion. I didn't think they were going to pull off a satisfying conclusion, bro. The only thing I did not like was the whole Arya piece. How is she a pirate now? That just seems so random. Everything else seemed like they
Hey,
did.
nah, but look, on some real though, she was talking like nobody's went west and made it back. And I'm pretty. Is it like the Doom of Valeria? Pretty much is where she's sailing.
No, that's East.
Oh, that's east.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
never mind.
I read that
I was
book,
about to
World
say
of Ice and
because-
Fire.
I was about to say
right?
because Euron came back, cut his whole crew tongue out because he didn't want them to say
So-
say what he saw.
So they got a book, World of Ice and Fire, where they go across the whole fucking globe. So there's a place to the west, well, really it's east. They don't know if the world is round, right? I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, at this point they don't know that the world's.
I'm
round,
assuming
so-
it's round. They don't know it yet.
Yeah.
But there's actually
Or
a
it could be
whole
flat.
Asian continent that's unexplored, bro.
True.
Yeah, a completely unexplored Asian. So that's where Arya's going. So when they say they expand in this universe, they really like.
I mean the I think it's Amazon, the Amazon series that they're making or whatever streaming service is going to be on. It's going to be set in the past.
Yeah, the long
So
night.
Maybe that'll explain what's going on over there and why everybody is kind of put off about going towards the west. I don't know though.
Does it ever return?
Maybe it's
They
so
never
good in
return.
the West you don't want to go back.
That's what I'm thinking. They settle.
Yeah.
There's
'Cause
only
they-
two reasons why you don't go back the way you came. Either you dead and didn't make it back,
Or
or
you
you so good you decided to stay.
Or you can't go back.
Or you can't. Oh,
Yeah.
There- you
or
can't.
go
It's
back.
a one-way
or you-
trip.
'Cause
Yeah,
it's a Lannister. I think one of Tyrion's uncles,
Is over west.
Tywin's brothers. He left. He never returned. He took They had a Valyrian steel blade. He took it with him. Remember? He never returned.
Yeah.
So that's like an open plot thread that they have not closed yet. I think he's gonna pop up later. At least the story of him is gonna
How do
pop
y'all
up.
feel about the fact that we don't know where Daenerys' body is at?
I think that was done on purpose. And,
yeah,
and
how do you feel about that though?
I don't mind it because Daenerys, she made mistakes. They led up. She had like a unsatisfying ending. Okay, for a lot of people, but they left a lot of room for interpretation about what happened, and the fact that her dragon is the only one left.
Yeah, that we know of, I guess.
Check this out.
Yeah. Well,
Would y'all be mad? Would y'all be mad or surprised if Daenerys come back to life?
Nope.
No.
Because check this out. They've already established in this story that people can very well come back to life.
Exactly.
100%.
And who brings them back to life?
Oh, fire
the Red
people.
Priest.
The Red Priest, yeah.
The Red Priest.
Yeah.
They all about Targaryens. They're all about fire, and blood. I'm saying if he takes her back to Essos, I think the whole story is supposed to they were trying to tell us that Westeros was never for Dany. When she got there, she was like, they don't look at me. She's like, I see the way people look at you here. Nobody has ever looked at me this way here, but they looked at me that way back in Essos. I rewatched the season, 6, when Tyrion first met her, and she was talking about coming to get the Iron Throne. Yeah. He was like, the first thing he said to her as her advisor, he said, look, as your advisor, I need to tell you, you don't even need to go for the Iron Throne. You can rule here. Everybody loves you here. You're a queen here.
That's true.
You feel me?
Yeah.
They might do a spinoff. I won't be surprised they do a spinoff and Daenerys comes back to life and she's the queen of Meereen. She lives happily ever after.
I need a story set all in Essos. Like, just set us
Yeah, give us more of that.
But if she does come back to life, why would they not make that into a revenge plot? At that point, you're coming back to life.
Would have to turn
She's not about that vengeance life, man.
You sure about that?
Yeah. No. Look at her actions. None of her actions have been motivated by vengeance. They've been motivated by, I'm going to bring a better world. None of it's been vengeance.
A lot of it's been about birthright, though.
Yeah.
That's what she did. That's
she
why
finds
she
a
did
point
it.
And she
I think Viserys planted that inside of her. I don't think that's what she believes because of herself. Like,
yeah, she does. She believes
she's just trying to improve the situation for people who are disadvantaged. Because I feel like she was in a position where she didn't have power when her brother was abusing her. So she feels like anyone who's in that position, she's going to give them the opportunity to have freedom.
Yeah.
And I think she was biased. I don't think she liked to listen to men. Y'all remember when she first arrived to Westeros? Her whole council was all women.
Yeah,
it was Lady Martell, the older Lady Martell. The lady from Dorne was with him. It was Yara from the Iron. She gave the girl from Iron Islands her independence. She was like, we want to be independent now. She was like, okay, cool. Which is a plot hole. You would let her be independent, but you won't let Jon and them be independent? That's your man?
What's up with that?
That was whack, bro.
Yeah, I ain't even
and mind
about
you,
that.
and they raped and pillaged, and you let them have their independence.
Bro, and she was quick to give it to him too.
There
was no discussion.
And then Tyrion was like, you can't just give. She was like, what if all the other houses want to ask for their independence as well? She was like, well, they're free to ask. You're not gonna give it to them.
They just saying they're free to ask, but not free to receive.
Mm-hmm.
But you give it to the Yara and them, the pirates, the worst ones. This is the worst ones you could possibly give independence to, bro.
That's an interesting take on it.
I would have liked Dany a little bit more. I'm gonna be real with y'all. The energy she had in this episode. Yo. Her energy was on 100.
She act like she didn't do nothing wrong, bro.
Yeah,
it's like, look, I just killed a million people, and y'all come in, y'all messed up, and I'm like, what's
Can't
up,
nobody
bro?
tell her
I'm
shit.
like, what's good with you,
Can't
bro?
nobody tell her
hey,
shit.
Act normal, bro.
Yeah.
She was so normal.
Yeah, if she had that type of energy this whole time she's been doing things, I'd like her a lot more too.
Bro, in her mind, she didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. Even when she talked to you, she said, I'm providing a better world.
I mean,
what don't you see?
You can't. I mean,
you know
from an argument standpoint, you can't really argue because okay, let me tell you this: if it was 3-4 seasons, like if it was back season 3 or 4, and she made it to King's Landing right then and there, I don't think we would be singing the same tune about her, like because that would have been hating King's Landing at its peak, like so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I hated for King's Landing was at its peak in season 1.
I feel
you. Start.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I came in like,
they killed.
This guy's gonna be the hero. No.
But she got what she wanted. The entire series, the whole series built up to her getting to the throne. She got everything she wanted, and it's cut down by Jon because she's gone off the deep end. But she got what she wanted.
She
was in full crazy mode during that.
Jon, I am Iron Man. That woman, like, instead of snapping, he stabbed her.
Hey, can I tell y'all something about just, look, I know this isn't like realistic at all, but think about the damage that Drogon did when he picked her up, because Jon definitely left that damage in that. He definitely left that dagger in her stomach, and Drogon just scooped her up, and it's just swishing around in her guts right now while he's flying. You know it ain't a smooth flight. True, he jerking her all over the place.
But
why are you thinking about that, bro?
It might be 2 pieces of damage.
Well, I was surprised that Jon didn't take it out. That was strange to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the fact that he didn't take it out, I was like, why is it?
I feel sorry for
the
Drogon.
deed is done. Why don't you just take it out? You know what I'm saying? But he left it.
I don't like how Jon did that. That was a punk move to me. I didn't like that. I ain't like that sneaky stuff. He never fully told her he was not against what she was doing. He never said it, bro.
No. She was fully invested in the craze. You saw. She was talking like, oh my God, what was that movie that everybody was watching on Netflix that went crazy and it was Bird Box. You remember how they would be like, "It's so beautiful." She was talking like that at that point. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's pretty much how she was talking. So they're completely gone at this point. There's no point of telling you because it's not going to register to you.
Yeah.
Like she was that level of gone. Like
There was no more reasoning.
gone.
There was
Like,
no more reasoning with her.
Yeah, there's no point because she was so gone. I don't think she had completely removed herself from reality at that point. Like she was in that world. Like her world, she made her world pretty much.
Yeah, because the realest thing that was said to her was what Tyrion told her right before she threw him in the keep.
Which is what?
Yo, you killed.
Yo, he told her straight up, yo.
To her face, and
He kept that
100. He turned and faced her like you really want to. I respect the way he did it, bro.
You freed your brother. That's treason.
I freed my brother.
And you burnt the city.
Like, bro, he turned and faced her. Like, let's really talk about this right now.
Tyrion has never been afraid to tell somebody about themselves to their face.
Now he has up until this point.
I mean, that's what happens.
She's been punking him this whole season.
I still can't believe Tyrion snitched on Varys, bro. Like,
yeah, that's kind of crazy. That's crazy.
That was.
He
ain't holler at him first, bro.
He didn't. Well, they had that talk this episode before.
But yeah, he didn't. He should have warned him and be like, "Hey, look, bro, if you really going through with this, I can't stand by."
Yeah, you gave everybody else a chance to get out of town. You freed your brother every time he slipped up and got arrested. You gave him a chance to be like, "Hey, look, bro, they're gonna send you to death tomorrow morning. You might need to get up out of here." You know what I'm saying? Like, you gave everybody else.
Say they going to sleep. Just need you to tiptoe up out.
Yeah, exactly. He did do a lot of middle of the night breakouts.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do a round of applause. I don't care if y'all joining or not for Cersei Lannister's death.
Oh.
I've been waiting for that for seasons, people.
I can do that with you.
And look, I was not fully satisfied when the rocks fell, but when I saw her body,
he gets one clap.
You were really happy.
One clap?
Oh,
because
man,
because of the way it happened.
Gets one clap.
Because of the way it happened.
Yeah, because of the way.
Especially the way they laid their bodies across each other.
Yeah.
That was
she got crushed.
Like brother, like he was
no.
I'm
gonna be real, bro.
Yeah. She got crushed.
Her body.
Mind you,
her body should have looked way more beat up than the way.
Let's not forget she was pregnant, guys. She died on Mother's Day. She got crushed in the place that she was ruling, the place that she refused to give up.
Bruh, the minute I seen you pull up with a dragon, I'm leaving.
You got it.
Well, she had the scorpion, and they killed one, so they realistically.
It was logical to think they could get
that
one.
was one, and they were ready.
She came from behind, though. They weren't expecting that.
Yeah, I mean, they saw the dragon first, and it was like, choo 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 choo.
I'm gonna be real. I saw where they spent the budget.
What happened to Davos? When
Davos was serving.
See, I didn't like how they did a time skip either. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I knew it, bro.
They didn't show
literally. But when the screen went black, I said, "No, they didn't. No, they didn't."
They didn't show Jon getting
Y'all
arrested.
remember that moment, bro? I was not happy with what
I
knew when
your face changed. You were like,
at that point, I watched the rest of the episode like this.
It might be in the deleted scenes. They might do deleted scenes and give us that.
Hopefully.
Because I'm like, bro.
Well, Davos is on the small council, though.
First of all,
he's the master of ships.
There's no way Jon would even live after that, right? There's no way Grey Worm is going to let him survive. You just
You need to show how he even goes into captivity, bro.
He had to confess because the dragon flew off, right? So they went up to Jon.
There's no evidence.
He had to, Jon go tell the truth. Jon go tell the truth.
The throne is gone.
They're like, Jon, what happened? He's going to tell him. He's like,
blame it on the dragon and move on.
Actually, yeah, and I want you to kind of explain something.
Can you please tell me why the dragon's gone and she gone too? She ain't flying around Westeros.
Yeah. Hey, hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. Because when it was happening during the episode, you felt extremely confident. Like when you were explaining it, what was going on between Jon and the dragon? I feel like that wasn't explained.
That was an understanding.
The whole thing. No, Drogon has respect for Jon. He already knew he couldn't burn him, so he was like, "Man, fuck it. Nobody can have the damn shit if my mama's dead." So he.
That's how y'all took it.
All right, so look, this is how I took
ran
it.
away.
This is how I took it. If we look at what the show has shown us, as well as the books, they said that dragons are just as intelligent as humans, if not more intelligent. Okay. And they said they can sense your enemies and they know who's your fucking friends, right? Mm-hmm. So like you got people around you, they know this your real friend or this just somebody you just got around you, right? So when he showed up, he knew Daenerys was dead, but he knows Jon is not an enemy, bro. He's like, bro, this is not an enemy. Like,
so you're telling me he understood Jon?
I don't think he understood what happened, but he's like, bro, she's dead. I don't know how she died. But this is not an enemy, bro. This is not an enemy. This is an ally. You know what I'm saying?
No. There was one dagger. There was one dagger.
You think he put one and one together?
There was one dagger and there was one person alive. There was one person dead. He knew Jon killed him. There's nobody else would, because he knew if Jon didn't kill him, there would have been another dead body from Jon killing them. So he knew Jon killed him. So are we just resting on that the dragons are so intelligent that even though I did the terrible deed with you with burning all these millions of people, or hundreds of thousands of people, that you killing her was the right thing, even though I was with her when she, you know what I'm saying?
No, I feel like, okay, so.
That makes sense?
I think there was more of an understanding from the dragon standpoint of absolute power corrupts absolutely. And that throne was the corruption of power from the jump street.
I can feel
That's
that.
hard to believe, bro.
I know
I
it's
understand
hard
what
to
you're
believe,
saying, though. That's if we're resting. We have to really rest on the fact that dragons are more intelligent than humans.
I won't say more intelligent, but I don't feel like it was a need for him to kill Jon, bro. Like,
you don't think so?
He didn't.
You don't think so?
He really didn't.
There was no stand out.
They've never moved out of vengeance, bro.
He knows
they
Jon's
move out of
blood.
protection.
I mean, who else would now? I think I'm kind of with you, but who would you rather protect? Your
what I'm
mama
saying, bro.
But she's dead. There's nothing to protect.
Your mama or her dude?
She's nothing to protect. She's dead already.
So why not go ahead and just murk off on Jon?
Cause that's vengeance. They don't move like that.
This is the thing, bro. I feel like nothing was explained. Why did Drogon do nothing to Jon? Period.
Like, at least
That
carry
bothers
his
me.
ass away the way
That-
you did.
that bothers me.
He already bonded. They bonded. Y'all remember season 6 when Jon first met Drogon?
Yeah.
And they played all that music and stuff.
I remember, bro, but I feel like it should have at least been a showdown where he was about to flame him and Jon yelled out, "I had to do it." You know, something like that. Something, bro. I had to do it.
That would have been cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to, bro, this man clearly killed your
And,
master,
okay,
bro.
you know what else it might have been? You know how they got like a psychic and emotional connection with their rider, right? The dragon rider. If Daenerys loved Jon, then Drogon felt that love type shit. So he's like, that's why he's blowing the flame next to him. Like, bro, like, this is messed up. I'm hurting. You're hurting. We're all hurting, bro. But, like, it's a connection there, bro. There's a definite connection. And he a Targaryen on top of all of that.
Yeah, I just felt like that connection wasn't built enough as well for them to not be some sort of repercussions or at least stare down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the closest thing we got to like a moment of some type of bonding was when they both rode the dragons out to like the middle of the north or whatever.
Oh yeah, before
And,
the last
and
fight.
they had that little moment.
No, they had another moment.
Well, it was a
on
moment when he
Dragonstone.
first met Drogon. When he took his glove
Dragonstone.
off and he put his hand up to him.
Like
So if they
a
do
season ago.
a sequel, I guarantee that Drogon's gonna appear at the wall with Jon, bro. Like he's gonna show up just to say hey or whatever, something like that. I guarantee. I put money on it, bro.
I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't. See, I just
But-
want to know, bro. Like, what happened to the wall? Did y'all start rebuilding it? Do we need the wall anymore?
They left that wide open.
Do we need the ball? Do we need the wall anymore? Clearly, they didn't exit out through the main gate of Castle Black either.
I think it was pretty clear he's gonna be king beyond the wall. I feel like that's what they were setting it up to be.
What was the whole point of the wall still being there, though? That's my question.
At that
And that's why they left it. I feel like.
Yeah, at that point. Well, now that the Night King is dead, there is no point. Because, well, I guess there's still a point. You know what I'm saying? Because the Night King was defeated thousands of years ago too, and he still came back.
No,
so,
I'm saying the reason why they had the wall up in the first place secretly was to keep the White Walkers out. But what they told everybody was because it was protecting them from the free folk.
No.
So
they always knew that the thing was there. It's just the message was lost.
Yeah,
because
over
it had
time,
been
over
thousands of
generations.
years since White Walkers were a thing.
It's like the Lord of the Rings thing. History became legend. Legend became myth.
Yeah, like
then-
nobody believed it at that point. Because you remember when White Walkers and magic was even being introduced into the world?
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't even believe it. They were like, "Dragon, bro, get out my face, bro. Ain't no goddamn dragons." You know what I mean? Like it took a couple seasons for people to believe that magic was even in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. Jon
so
Snow
yeah,
gonna be the,
that was they knew I was there. It was just one of those things like lost in history.
yeah. Jon Snow gonna be the king beyond the wall with a dragon. I'm telling y'all, bro. So something else they didn't emphasize in the show.
think
Not
Jon's
anybody
ever
can just
gonna
ride a dragon, bro. Right? First of all, you gotta be Targaryen, and then it only rides with only one living Targaryen can ride one dragon. It's almost like Thor with his hammer. Yeah. You got to be worthy. So Drogon is the largest dragon. Like, y'all remember, if you look at the history of Westeros, the first Targaryen that came into the Seven Kingdoms and united them was Aegon Targaryen, right? He had 3 dragons, but he had the biggest one. It's called Balerion the Black Dread. Yeah. And Drogon is like Balerion the Black Dread reincarnated. So it's like 3 times bigger than all the other dragons. So a new Targaryen is born. When it's born or the wife is pregnant, you give them an egg. So she has the egg while she's going through pregnancy. You feel what I'm saying? It's like they grow up together, right? Or your uncle dies, you get your uncle dragon. Now you stepped up in the world because you got a bigger dragon. You don't got a baby dragon, right? Yeah. But only like every so often, a Targaryen would get Balerion the Black Dread, which was the original dragon. And it's like, you must be chosen to be king because that dragon chose you to ride it for life, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So when I'm saying, when I saw, when Jon first saw Drogon, he took his glove off and Drogon was sniffing him like that, I'm like, yo, he's been chosen to ride Drogon. Like, Daenerys is riding him, but Jon was chosen to ride him. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I took it anyway. So I was like, oh, he's going to, at the end, I was like, oh, he's going to ride, because like Thor's hammer. I'm like, oh, he's going to ride. Daenerys is dead. He can have a new rider now, right? Yeah. But, you know, they didn't fulfill that. So maybe that'll pop up later on. We'll see, man.
It could. It really
could.
So
what's up with the, I'm confused because what is the Night's Watch now?
I don't.
There's no beef. There's no.
I don't know.
No threat. There's no threat because they're allies with wildlings now. Mm-hmm. Now they look at wildlings, or at least, they pretty much look at wildlings as human beings again. Like, you know what I mean? We fought against the dead and we won. So it's like there's no black. There's still gonna be outlaws, I'm sure, that like outlaw wildlings because there's always gonna be bad seeds or whatever. But it's like, what's the Night's Watch? What's their relationship? You know what I mean? Like,
well, the only way, if they do make a sequel to the series, the only way that I could see them having any kind of actual threat is either one that we've never seen before, or something that is caused by something that's happened, like somebody that's actually loyal to Cersei, or somebody that's pissed off about Daenerys dying, or something like that.
Well, they gave us the Arya, like the Arya spinoff. They pretty much gave us that. Like, they can do whatever they want with that, pretty much.
It was so forced, bro. It was so forced.
It was forced.
That's that fan service coming back into play.
That's where the map.
And where's the Faceless Men thing going? She hasn't done a face all season.
That could actually be a part of it though, like something. But one thing I do like about this show, about this series, is the way that like we were talking about with Magic before, is how magic is portrayed in the show, because there's no energy beams, there's no like magic dust or anything. It's like it's portrayed quote unquote realistically.
Yeah, because it's almost like black magic. Like, it shouldn't be happening. Even the good magic is kind of like black magic. It's all rough. Yeah.
Hey, y'all know how Bran don't got no kind of personality, right? Yeah. But when he became king, he started setting niggas right.
Bro, what's up with
he riding around with a smirk all the damn time.
Grey Worm tried him. He said, well, now he's our prisoner. He said, no, hold up now. You're talking to the king now.
Hold on. I thought Grey Worm might have died in that scene. Honestly, I thought there might have been one more death. I thought there might have been one more death.
You thought he was going to die?
I think they knew that people would riot.
Because Grey Worm was still, he was the only one who was still kind of out of control.
Who there would have been able to
They had to have him for the people who are diehard Daenerys fans, right?
Oh, okay.
There are people who, when Jon killed her, they're going to be mad right now. They're mad tonight. They're like, bro, I can't believe he did that. So when Grey Worm is still mad, they can identify with Grey Worm. You feel me?
Yeah, they have somebody to like.
That ain't black people.
To identify with. In that moment, his death would have been extremely satisfying for me.
Grey Worm?
Yeah.
There would have been a lot of upset people. I see where you're coming from now, though. There would have been really a lot of upset people. But there's just
my boy Davos.
This show.
You can do to your audience is piss them off.
This show, man, it's almost taken a decade of our life.
It's solidified.
I'm satisfied,
bro. It really has taken a decade of our life. I've had a lot of good moments with this show. There's a lot of other fans. We've all had good moments with this show.
Yeah.
Majority-wise, I've been satisfied because it was more than half the season. I've been fully satisfied. You know what I'm saying? So majority, I've been pretty satisfied.
This show is like
there's some things that that really get under my skin. You know what I mean? Like how they portray Valyrian Steel.
That's
a huge disappointment. Like, just coming from the book coming from a book standpoint, y'all don't understand how highly they speak of these blades, bro. Like,
oh man,
it's so important. Like, if Valyrian's still so popping, bro, it's like I don't even know how.
Imagine if they were like, this is Star Wars, and there's literally only 12 lightsabers in the whole galaxy, and no more getting made. no more lightsabers ever get made ever, bro.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and you
bro.
know them by name. Like the lightsabers have names.
Yes.
And they're only given to certain families, bro.
I'm trying to think of something realistic, like something that's not around anymore.
I don't think it is
But
anything.
if I pulled it out, we would stop talking. Y'all would just be like, "Nigga, you got one of those?" You know what I'm saying? That's how it is, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's so sharp when they sharpen it in the book. Bro, they have to go like this slow because if they go too fast, they will slice their finger off like it's butter, bro.
Yeah, they could.
Like,
they could lose,
they're lethal. They don't even, bro. They
You
cut
can't-
through swords and armor like nothing, bro.
Yeah,
and they're lighter than regular steel.
Dragon glass. That's
No.
what they call it.
Dragon glass
Steel
is
is
nice.
different.
No,
Dragon
Valyrian
glass was something completely different.
Okay,
It was
so
actually
Dragon
the
glass
same.
is here. Like Valyrian steel is here, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like only the
Yeah.
lords
Totally
get this. Yeah, so if you're the lord, you pass it down to your oldest son, and it's like, bro, you undefeated, bro, because like it cuts through shields like nothing, bro.
It cuts through everything, bro.
Cuts
It
through
makes
everything.
it makes everything like you
So
literally.
it's adamantium, basically. It's adamantium.
Adamantium if it was based on sharpness.
Yeah.
yeah.
Adamantium and like the durability of it too. Durability of it because
Keep in
there's-
mind, it's
well,
lighter
there's-
though too.
and it's, that was the most important part. It's light.
Because you remember, ice was like the size of a man.
Yeesh. Okay, I got you.
You remember the blade Ned Stark had? Ice. It was
Yeah.
the size of a full-grown man. in the
But it
book,
was
right?
light. It was probably longsword weight. You see what I'm saying? So even though it's ridiculously large, he could swing it around like it's a regular because it's so light.
Short blade.
Yes,
So you can swing it like
because
a short
it's
blade,
so
but
light.
the-
But
Basically,
mind
you're
you,
a
this is-
superhero. If you get Valyrian steel,
Yes.
you're a superhero.
Yeah,
That's
long
what it
story
is.
short, bro. Long story short, because somebody like Ned with ice, he could literally go into a battle and just spin like this, and nobody can get near him.
But yeah, you know what I think they're gonna do in the books? You know how Arya has needle, right?
Yeah.
I think they're gonna make well, that's what they did already in the preview chapter. They turned needle into a blade like Assassin's Creed. Where like
Oh, yeah.
you remember
What?
needle?
What?
Yeah, so like she'll be talking to somebody.
One finger and I'm good with that whole thing.
She'll be talking to somebody, and when she like stabs them, like they don't even know it's lethal. They think it's just like a little cut. But they'll be like, damn, that's a lot of blood. She's like, oh no, it's nothing. You all right? You good? Like they don't even know. They don't even feel it. They're like, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And then
You give somebody a hug and just be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you all right?" All
So
right.
that was so that's
Later.
like so yeah. Valerian Steel, like I'm extremely disappointed with the whole Valerian Steel portrayal in the shows. I'm sorry, that is an extreme disappointment for me.
And they did build it up. Cause they opened up season 2 when Ned Stark died. The opening scene of the next season was
Was
them
them
melting.
making a new one.
They were melting down ice, bro.
Hey, showing us a
Mind
bro,
you, there's
that
no one
show-
in Westeros who can even melt down these damn swords.
Yes, bro.
They have to go to Essos.
There's only like 2 to 3 people in the entire world
That can
who can
make or like wield.
First of all, make it is one thing. Manipulate it is the next level above.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
There's only like 1 to 2 people in the world that can do that. Tywin Lannister paid to have him come all the way over here
And made
bust
2
down
for his
ice
family.
and make 2, bro.
Which was a
We're
boss
talking
move.
a heavy bag, bro. We're talking a heavy bag. This is like something only Oprah could pay for type of treatment. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Bruh.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I need to go back and watch this now.
Yeah, bro. But and then another thing like show wise that like it just really confused me, bro. And I just wish y'all kept the same energy, like not portraying magic correctly. Like when it comes
Yeah.
to people having their powers, then all of a sudden becoming little girls and not having their powers. Like why?
What you talking about?
Like any example. So Arya's a faceless man, but why do we
Oh.
not see her powers? Y'all spent so much money on the dragon scenes. I see where the money went. It's obvious where the money
They
went.
need to balance it out.
There was
though,
so
man.
much money spent in the dragon scenes, bro. Dragon scenes don't make us feel that great. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
We've seen
dragon scenes are fire, bro. Like
I
the
think
whole
the creators
burning-
really like dragons, man. Like we
Yeah,
got
dude.
2 years of Arya in Essos training to become a faceless man, bro. 2 boring years. Y'all remember this?
We saw you
It
kill
was
one
so
person.
boring, bro.
Vividly.
So boring.
Yeah, bro.
And she's going through the city, walking around with like regular civilians, like it's like you run of them.
Yeah.
Like, didn't you run past White Walkers so fast their hair blew?
I mean, even
Right?
yeah,
Y'all remember
yeah,
this, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I was like, this was whack. Everybody defended it. Well, she was training for 2 years. Well, let me see that 2 years action. We see the streets of King's Landing, right? I'm not seeing that.
Yeah, I'm seeing the scared little girl.
She regressed.
I'm
hard.
skeep.
Oh, my
That's
God.
what I'm saying. It was
Bruh.
literally
Bruh,
when the
she's
hound.
Gohan, yo.
Yeah.
You want to give her an equivalency? She's Gohan. Her killing the White Walker was
With
her
Cell.
perfect cell.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything after that was straight
Majin
up
Buu.
adult Gohan. I'm
What's
like,
that,
you
Majin
done
Buu?
lost Super Saiyan 2.
It's like, what are you doing, bro?
You done lost
Yeah.
your speed, your attack
Bruh,
power.
y'all remember when she got, oh my
Weaker
God.
than your little brother.
But that's what I'm
She was
saying.
like 10 feet. She was like 10 feet from Cersei.
Yeah,
And the
she really
Hound is
was.
like, bro, just go home.
Man, just no,
Bro,
I can
bro.
I can feel him on that because he was like, yo,
I feel
want you-
him.
I feel why he did it.
Yeah, him,
because
yeah.
if she had followed him, she quite literally would have died.
But she,
Yeah,
what did
but-
she always say? What did she always say? I've seen the face of death many times. He does not. He's not scared me. Yeah. I'm not afraid of death.
Yeah, but she won't scare. But that would have been stupid. Like
I don't think so, bro. Because
the training level that she's supposed to have had, she should.
Bro, came all that way. She was, bro. All the Starks were together in Winterfell. She said, "We're never gonna leave again. We're gonna be together forever." And then, like the next scene, literally, she's talking about, "I'm leaving. I'm never coming back."
She lied.
She didn't even tell nobody. She just left.
She lied.
Well, she was talking to the Hound when she said that.
The Hound. Yeah.
So
she said, "I don't plan on coming back."
And then, okay, you get down there, not at the gates of the city. You go all the way through the city right before
you're in the Red Keep.
You've been pursuing this for 7 years since you was a little girl.
You got to your goal.
You're at your goal.
To the 1 yard line and put the ball down. Like you got there and said, you know what?
What is 30 more seconds going upstairs, killing her, and then running? That's not going to cost them much.
Not to mention, had she just stayed in the room she was in when she had that conversation,
she would have been safer.
Right in there, so she was coming down the stairs.
She was.
I'm gonna be real. She would have been safer than her running through them streets.
She damn near got put in more danger by leaving.
I'm gonna give you this though. If she had done it, she wouldn't have made it out. She barely made it out as it was.
She'd have stayed in the Red Keep. She'd have been all right.
No.
She'd have been all right.
The only people who died down there went all the way to the bottom.
She literally.
The rest of the Red Keep was, for all intents
and
purposes,
intact. It was intact.
Yeah, it was pretty intact.
If she would have stayed in the room that she was in when she had that conversation, should have been cool. And not to mention, she still would have got a kill ball.
Hey, what about my one lone man that was walking charge?
Bro, that's the real MVP of the entire series.
That man a legend.
Like Bump John,
he's
the MVP. Bro walked like it did not.
It was two survivors.
Oh, bro, he was in such a state of shock. He
it
couldn't feel
was the one charge, man.
I done seen some
shit.
Charge.
Yeah,
bro was walking out like
he was walking like he just saw two girls, one cup or something. And look, the only other dude that made it, that was a random dude, was like this. He was like,
has hands in his head, hands in his face, like.
And he looked like a soldier that he couldn't believe what happened. He looked like a soldier.
You know what? He's the only soldier who survived that entire thing.
He's the only soldier that seemed to have like remorse.
In front of him.
It's like, how would you feel? I'd be like, man, hell no.
Yeah. So not only with the whole Valyrian steel magic part, I'm also speaking about Bran's powers. Like y'all did not keep the same energy with his powers. You had
these books on hand.
I got them on my Kindle actually. So I think I have the first book in paper though.
In paper?
Yeah.
I think I can get that because I'm intrigued.
Yeah. I think I got the first book in paper, but everything else is on my Kindle. So
the book is real.
Yeah. I mean, you already gave Bran more power than he ever had in the books. So it's just weird that y'all didn't keep the same energies with people's like powers and skills and attributes. You know what I mean?
He'll be a more interested king in the book. Like in the show, he knows everything, so it's not even interesting. What can be a threat now? You know everything, past, present, and future.
But you know the thing with people who know the future never tell the people in the present the future because it won't happen.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's not that much of a threat.
No, it's a threat because he can make decisions based on that. Previously, he still had a limitation because there were certain things that he could not enact to make a reality. Now you're king, bro. Your word is literally law.
Yeah.
Your law, bro. You like, okay, I'm going to make this a law because that's going to be better in 15 years. I'm going to send this dude there. I'm going to tell him, you got to do this. There's no other option. We don't know what's going to happen. Maybe he's only going to be king for a year and he's going to step down. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe.
He ain't got nothing else to do.
Maybe I'm thinking only green seers are going to be kings now. Like, he's going to be king for like 20, 30 years till the next green seer that's in one of the 7 families is born. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't want y'all to forget this. Brandon Stark is a 3-eyed raven. Not near, and he's not near any weirwood trees.
No, they got a. Oh yeah, they don't have a.
It's a fake godswood. It's paintings.
They got a godswood, but it's not a weirwood in the King's Landing.
There's not one. There's none, bro. They have like painted on the wall and like architecture.
Well, hold on. In one of the books, the Duncan Egg Tales.
Yeah.
There's a Hand of the King. He was like Bran basically. That's the one that's the train Bran. The dude that trained Bran, the one that was before him.
Yeah.
He previously was a Hand of the King. And when he was in King's Landing, he had one eye. He was called 1,000 Eyes in One because he had one eye. He was albino. So for some way, they never explained it, he still had access to the Weirwood connection, the Weirwood network. They didn't explain how, though. Mm-hmm. So there's some way that we don't know that they can connect while in King's Landing.
Yeah, which needs to be explained.
They don't know. Only George R. R. Martin knows.
It is
only
over.
the author knows.
The whole thing is we're probably not going to get any answers to these questions in another show. We'll get the answers if we want to see, like maybe in a video game or a movie series. Yeah, that too.
If the books actually, like,
if he finishes, and I'm gonna be real,
because the series isn't even done. I don't see it coming.
He's not gonna finish, bro.
I wouldn't even bother to finish the books.
Well, the series ain't even done.
I'll let myself sit right here and let the show be right here. That's just if I was off.
And that is so savage.
Exactly. But you
That
think
is
about
so
it,
savage.
the work.
He said, "I'm gonna make these
everyone
millions."
else will never pass mine because you set the bar now a lot lower. No matter what I do, it's gonna be better than what you've already done.
Because I already
You
know
talking
what
about the
you
author?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about
Like
the
no
author,
matter what, like bro, I'll be out there living my best life at this point. Like,
So-
what more do I have to gain? As the author, what more do I have to gain?
So what do you think actually killed it though? Like, because there's a lot of people disappointed. Do you think that the writing killed it or the anticipation killed it?
The writing.
I
writing.
think it's a little bit of
Writing.
both.
I think
Really?
no. Well, the
I
anticipation.
think it's a
I think
little
it's
bit
a
of
little bit
both.
of both. Because anytime you have high expectations, it sets the bar to a level that now you have to meet as a writer.
But this is also the thing, though. George R.R. Martin is so good at writing. The expectation was always set high, but it was always fulfilled too.
Yeah, that's
until
just
there
great
was
source material to work off of.
Exactly. Until there was no more source material to work off of. That's when-
However, as writers, as a profession, they still should have been able to deliver. Like
Yeah, they
people
did not
keep
deliver.
trying to like give them the pass, and I feel it. You know, George R. R. Martin should have finished the next book by now. It's been 8 years, but at the same time, you get paid millions, literally, of dollars to write a story, and that's your profession. You should be able to do it without source material, bro.
I mean, but-
They got you 10 feet from the end zone, bro. All you
I mean,
gotta do is
I
cross
put it
over.
like this. Yeah, he got you all the way down there, but he wasn't the only one who had 8 years to write that. So did the writers of the show. They didn't have much of anything else to write outside of the source material, so they literally had the same amount of time that he did, and they still gave us 6 episodes of flaming hot shit.
And it's like, bro, here's what he gave them, bro.
Yeah.
He gave you seasons 1 through 4. And then he said,
1 through
okay,
5, right?
y'all can
1 through
freestyle.
5?
No, 4. Well, I'll say 5 was like 50-50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was a little
and
bit
then like,
yeah.
and then y'all got to come up with 6, 7, and 8. But I'm going to tell you how it ends. So I'm going to give you 1 through 4. I'm going to give you the beginning of the middle, and I'm going to give you the end. That's all you got to do. That's not hard, guys.
Yeah, that's
not
not.
hard, bro.
That's not.
We could do that.
I said, and the first 4 seasons, that gives you a good 4 or 5 years to fill that gap.
All you
Not
do is
to
connecting
mention,
the dots.
When you came into this season, you had 2 full calendar years to get your shit straight.
That's the biggest part, bro.
Yeah, you made us wait for
They made a
this.
2-year break.
Thank you.
You made us wait for this.
Do you know how many people?
Here's what I think.
think
I
it's for HBO.
feel like Jon Snow should have killed Daenerys. And you know where the screen went dark? This is what should have happened. The Night King should have still been alive. And when the screen went dark, instead of it going dark, okay, now it's Night King time.
No.
Now we
no,
follow.
no,
Hear me out.
no.
Hear me out.
Go ahead.
Now, cause here's what should have happened. Winterfell, they should have lost. It said the only survivor should have been like 3, 4, 5, 6 main characters. The dragon should have landed. They should have been like, come on. We gotta retreat. We lost. Come on. The dead are all around us. We gotta go. Get Bran, get everybody. We leaving. Or maybe Bran's
Leave
taking
Bran
hostage.
ass there.
Whatever. They leave. Now we start the whole plot line of Aegon Targaryen. Who's the real heir to the throne? Let's get King's Landing, because if the Night Kings get 1 million soldiers on his side, there's no way we can stop him. If he gets to King's Landing, there's nowhere we can stop him, right? The whole everything the same way. Jon Snow killed her. It's snowing now. Oh shit, the Night King coming. Winter's coming, right? You feel impending doom. I'm Aegon Targaryen now. I got Drogon now, bitch. Right? Now he saves everybody, becomes Azor Ahai. Then he gets banished. To the Night's Watch. Yeah. Then I had that feeling of satisfaction, like he served his purpose. You feel what I'm saying? But
Nobody ever became a Sora High.
bruh, all the prophecies were just disregarded, bruh. Like, don't give me a prophecy if you're not gonna fulfill it.
They talked about this
put
prophecy.
a lot of stuff on the table and just ignored it.
Oh my!
They really
Exactly.
did.
They put
Exactly.
a lot of stuff on the table and ignored it.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. I don't hate your alternate story. But
I
the
actually
thing,
like it better than the
I
shit
like
we
it.
got.
I like it a lot better.
It's
But
a
the
million different
problem
ways it
is,
could have went too.
Yeah.
That was the writer's fault.
Mm-hmm.
The White Walkers were never meant to be the series' main threat. They never were.
Tell me about that.
It's a song of ice and fire.
Ice being the White Walkers.
Yeah.
And fire. But it's always been a political drama first. It was always about the Iron Throne.
I don't know, bro. Could the opening scene in the whole show and in the book, the
And in the
prologue.
book, yeah, bro.
I remember that. But they
So that's
were
like Lord of the
always a
Rings.
background
What's the
threat.
prologue of Lord of the Rings? You know what I'm saying?
They were,
in Mount Doom.
They do the making of the ring.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the first scene.
Yeah.
And they show the original water ring that was like 10,000 years ago.
Yeah.
They let you know, look, hey, I know all this other stuff gonna be happening, but don't forget, this is about the ring. That's what I think that is.
This is the foundation.
Harry Potter, the prologue of the book. Harry Potter gets dropped off at his aunt uncle house. You know what I'm saying? Dumbledore's dropping him off. This is right after his parents die, right? So it's like, this is what it's really about. We're going to have this other stuff. This is what it's really about. You know, Iron Man, you know, so he had the vision with Thanos. This is how I take it, bro. They kept reminding us at the end of all the movies, right? Thanos pop up. This is what it's really about. And that's what they did. They kept saying, this is what it's about.
Yeah.
This Game of Thrones is petty. It's about the White Walkers are coming, and unless humanity unites and puts aside all this political BS, everybody's going to die.
And see, both storylines are still satisfied with what you're saying, how it's a political thing, because Ice and Fire is a baby that a Targaryen and a Stark made, right?
Yeah.
So politically wise, that's taken care of too. And on the other side too, the whole overall prologue and stuff, Ice and Fire is Ice, the White Walkers and the Night King. Fire would be
the dragons.
The dragons and Dany, you know what I mean?
And the Lords of Light too.
And the Lords of Light.
I mean,
yeah,
the Red Priest. I'm
the
sorry.
Red Priest. So yeah, both story politically and prologue wise, it's just they just kind of abandoned the one that they opened everything.
I'm just saying,
up
don't
with.
build up to something if you're not going to deliver on it. That's all I'm saying. I'm okay with not being about that, but don't build it up like it's going to be so big of a deal.
Those are the pitfalls of TV, though.
Like
y'all
remember?
You think if they did the song of Ice and Fire, because you know how they read. Well, how do we is the story Ice and Fire? You know how they said Tyrion wasn't even in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What was
Was
that?
that a real?
That was a joke. I
No,
had to be a joke.
no.
That had
He
to be a
was
joke.
real, right?
The imp is a part of the.
There's
of the
no
show,
way you
of
can
the
tell the story without him. He was handed a king.
He was a
Bro,
character
and
in
you're the
books.
Grand Maester. Why are you allowing your other Maesters to write shit like this?
Bro, it's not even possible. He was handed a king. He is handed a king
Twice.
You know what I'm saying?
And you've been handed a queen.
He's the only one that
quit
he's
his
the only one who
job at
survived.
the same
Him and his
job,
father. All the handed the kings die, right? Tywin is the only one who was handed the king and survived. But then he became handed the king again, and he died.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So Tyrion is literally the only guy who's been handed the king twice and is still living. There's no way he's not in that book, bro.
Yeah.
It had to be a joke. You mentioned the king, you had to mention the hand because you had to
It was
tell
a weird
history.
joke because they didn't tell us it was a joke either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
the whole
somebody was
table, they
smiling.
kinda looking like smirk a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
they were smirking. He has to be mentioned.
yeah,
There's-
he hadn't had time to read it.
He nominated Bran to be king. They can't tell it without him, bro. There's no way possible. He led
Who else
Daenerys
helped
there.
him write it? Who else helped him write it? I can't remember who.
I didn't catch that part.
You know what? I think that, bro. You know what? The writers didn't care, bro. The writers, I feel
They
like
knew they was getting that
the
bad.
writers
this
invested way too much in dragons.
Something
Bro,
else
they
happened
love
too.
dragons.
But they showed us how much they're invested in animals. Mm-hmm. Not all animals, mind you, because Ghost was completely disregarded. But
Disrespected.
with the whole polar bear thing, where like when they introduced the polar bear, when they went above the wall to get a White Walker to bring back to King's Landing, y'all remember that last season? And the dude got attacked by a polar bear. And the whole, behind the episode at the end of the thing, they were like, for years we've been asking them, we want a polar bear. For years we've been asking them, we want a dead polar bear. But you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's like, finally, this year we got our polar bear. So it's like, you realize the polar bear was one moment of this entire
What
show.
does that have to do with the story at all?
So that's how they opened up the whole behind the episode, talking about some polar bear that, bruh, a dragon has died, bruh.
If you
know what
watch
I'm
these
saying?
behind the
who cares about the
episodes-
polar bear, bruh? You know what I'm saying?
if you watch the behind the episodes, you will realize very quickly. I'm trying to say this in the most humble way possible
yeah.
that they're complete idiots. Because
Y'all need to watch that. Y'all need to watch that,
I've been
bro.
watching.
Why you?
Been
you
watching
seen them?
the behind
Okay,
the-
yeah,
the
yeah,
behind
yeah.
they
the
string them
stuff,
together, and you see the contradictions with what they say. Like they were like after the Battle of Winterfell, they were like, so the Dothraki have been completely eradicated. They know that right
Yes!
Then out of nowhere,
There's
the
more
back-
Why do
The
troops?
Dothraki.
Why did troops keep regenerating, bruh? In this show, this whole season,
Oh, bruh,
troops were
everything's
regenerating
on
like
spawn.
it was a video game, bruh.
Auto spawn.
Bruh, it's legit.
It was. You feel what I'm saying?
After
They
season
trolled us hard
6,
with that.
the whole military thing, the whole math went out of the window.
It did, bro. They
Before
completely
it-
disregarded.
Yeah, before it, bro. If you
Numbers
ever
were
read the
serious,
books,
bruh.
Bro, if you ever read the books, bro, these numbers matter, bro. They'll be like,
Oh, yes,
okay,
bro. Yeah, bro.
they'll be
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah,
the
yeah.
North. They were like, we got 40,000 men ready to ride right now. We got 10,000 men on horseback. Nice, you know what I'm saying? This matters. And they were like, okay, yeah. So
Y'all
then,
love the books, bro. Bro,
Yo.
everything matters, bro.
when they say
They don't mention nothing for no reason in the books on
so
any level.
they
bro.
naming out how many troops everybody has. So when Renly, y'all remember Renly Baratheon? Yeah. There's he has over 100,000 troops. They're like, oh.
Even
That means he automatically won before any fight happened.
even
right?
though he's not battle tested, and everybody knows.
That's just about sheer force alone.
Yeah,
and
but
then you
even
have
though
that many people just join you because of your numbers. You know what I'm saying?
because why would you take the side that only has 60,000 troops and over there they got 100 and they claiming to be king too? You know what I mean? So people are rushing over there. Now that 100,000 is 120. But I mean, when I say like troop number was so important, bruh, in the book they would travel from point A to point B, right? they would even tell you when they got to point B during the journey, we lost about 100 troops to like a little like scouting.
They constantly updating you.
Yeah, they're constantly updating you on the number of troops, bro. So that's what frustrated me with the whole math. Like,
mind you, Khal Drogo had 100,000 on Dothraki.
100,000,
So
bro.
usually they got like 80,000 troops, 20,000 being on horseback. Khal Drogo had 100,000 on horseback.
Yes,
like a whole army of 100,000 on horseback.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, dog.
But only thing is, he doesn't believe in.
They're over in Essos.
But they don't believe in crossing the sea because they feel like the sea is like, they believe in like they're very religious and superstitious. Yeah. So they feel like because they don't cross any water that horses cannot drink.
Yes.
So they're like, we got the biggest army in the world, but we can't get them to the Seven Kingdoms. You feel me? But Daenerys was able to get them.
Daenerys brought them all over.
And she united all of the Khalasars.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, bro, if we do the math, she had to have at least
120,000.
No, more than that, bro, because just Khal Drogo's was 100. She had like 10, 12 cows in there. She burnt all at once, remember?
Yeah.
If each of them got 50,000, she had to have at least 250,000, bro.
Yeah, low key, she should have came over with 250,000 Dothraki on horseback.
Okay.
And 10,000
to 20,000. I gotta say this. They didn't make this a big enough deal on the show. In the books, the first Aegon, at least Aegon Targaryen united the Seven Kingdoms, right? In Westeros. What Daenerys did in Essos, she united all of the Khalasars. Yeah. All of them, bro. And they never gave us a number. It's got to be 250, 300,000.
No. Yeah, if we're going off like book numbers for realistic wise, she should have came over with 250,000.
At least. And I'm talking about bare minimum.
Off top, bro. Off top.
Crazy.
No. They said they didn't have enough room to bring all of them over, though. So she had to leave some behind.
That's true, to hold it down.
Yeah,
but she still would have came over with 100, though.
At least. Because they said she had 1,000 ships. I do remember that. The Greyjoys gave them 1,000 ships.
Yeah, and I don't even know how many can fit on the ship.
But in the books, all this math is down. They got the
the math.
You know how many horses are fitting on the ship?
Judge it off of size of the ship that we can see. It looks like you probably
200-300
about 200-300 per ship. Maybe.
That's how I feel too. 200-300.
I mean, but you still got to store the horses.
That's the biggest
exactly,
thing.
And that's the biggest thing. And on the real, bro, they were over in the Western Lands long enough to send them ships back and bring some more over. You feel me?
True.
They definitely were there long.
They were on what you call it for a good little minute.
They just kept rejuvenating troops, bro. What's up with that? We all felt like in episode 3, the Dothraki were gone, right?
No, I felt that the Dothraki were done.
And out of nowhere, it was gone.
But
I thought they were all turned to White Walkers.
The Unsullied should have been very narrow after that, bro.
There should not really be any dog. There should be no Unsullied, really.
They had a full-blown Unsullied force, bro. They should at least sent for reinforcements from Essos that came back. I would have been okay with that.
She bought all the slaves, bro.
She brought all of them?
She bought all of them. Even the ones in training, she bought all of them.
I thought they didn't have enough room for all of them.
No. There's no more Unsullied. She has the last crop.
Unsullied. Yeah.
She completely bought the ones.
And the biggest threat with them is, bro, they can't reproduce, bro. So you got an elite army, but once they die off, you have no army anymore.
And then you ban the practice of making Unsullied because you ban slavery.
That's the only Unsullied army.
This is the last breed of Unsullied.
The crazy part is Dany still didn't realize that she had won.
Oh Lord.
No, she really didn't, because that's how it always happens. It's like, okay, so for everybody that's seen Endgame, Thanos was all about making it fair. One snap, 50%. No questions asked.
Completely randomized. Yeah.
And what happens as soon as he finds out his shit doesn't go the way he wanted? What? Everybody got to get it.
What you talking about?
In Endgame.
Like Endgame, when he realized the reason why his snap didn't work.
Yeah, you're right.
Is because
50%.
He left. The people who were left were like, nah, bro, we reversed.
Had not accepted.
Didn't accept the fact that
he had wiped out 50%
for the good
so
of
they
all
became
people.
a problem. So he said, "Why'd you get rid of all you motherfuckers?" You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's not what he said.
No.
Oh yeah, he did say that.
Yeah.
Who don't know of the world that you know of
and are fully appreciative
and be fully appreciative of.
Which is kind of legit argument.
And that's the shit. That's the shit that Dany was on. By the time she won, she was just like, "Okay, I won. Now let's do the same thing we did in Essos in Westeros."
You know what I really feel like they should have done?
Yeah.
Because like legacies of characters are so important in Game of Thrones. Important to the fact that we got to see how Jaime's legacy was written out, right? Yeah. That's how important they are. I feel like we should have heard about how Dany was thought of before they closed this episode out. You know what I mean? She's the queen that burnt an entire city. You know what I'm saying? With millions of people. So like it'd be nice to hear like.
Think she was known as the Mad Queen?
She had to be,
Yeah.
but it'd be nice to
don't
hear
know.
that though. You know what I mean?
But
Because
they
everybody
don't know
else
her
got
story.
Nah.
That's the crazy
They're
part.
not gonna let it go
Nobody
down
knows
like
her
that.
Story.
No.
Well, but it's still good
look,
to know
look at
how
the
they're
small
looking at it.
council though. All of them,
Yeah.
they got good hearts, bro. They not gonna. All of them, Davos, Sam, all of them. They the kind of person they gonna try to defend her, even if they feel like what she did was
think
wrong.
a good heart should shield you from the truth?
What you mean?
No.
Even if
All right,
I have
and
a
the
good heart,
Uh-huh.
I'm still gonna tell
Right.
the story.
And the
way-
truth is this.
Yeah,
And what's the truth? What's the truth? The truth is
She
thought
burned
she
the
was
whole city
she
alive.
burned the whole city alive, and she thought she was doing something that was right.
But they ain't gonna tell that part. Only people that knew what happened to Dan, actually witnessed what happened to Danny, was Missandei and everybody that was riding with her. Nobody in Winterfell knew about that shit.
Nah, but all of them did. The small council did. Sam knows. Tyrion knows. You feel me? Tyrion knows. Bran knows. They all know.
Well, Bran's supposed to know, but you know, Bran gets forgetful every so often. Why did his personality come back? I'm really confused though.
He was faking everybody. I'm telling y'all, y'all don't believe me, bro. This is Littlefinger. He a wizard, bro. He knew the whole hold the door. That was hold the door so I could be king, bro. He told her straight up. He said, "Oh, that was all so we could get here, baby." Like yo, when he said that,
I can't. Take
I could have
that.
dealt without that line. That was against
I'm
character.
bro. I'm not putting him on. No
when he started pucking Grey
I'm
Worm,
not putting him on no level. I'm not putting him on no Littlefinger level, bro.
bro, what? He the mastermind. He told Grey Worm straight up. He
Littlefinger
said,
didn't have power, and he still did that much damage.
"He said, I don't know." He said,
Sansa's the real Littlefinger. You
Bruh,
can't get
no,
off
hell no.
Littlefinger.
Grey Worm said, he
Littlefinger's
said,
Machiavelli.
Grey Worm said, what we want is justice. Bran said, what I just said is justice. he said,
Bruh, how can you put him on the same level, bro?
are you kidding me, bro?
Are you kidding me?
He's the mastermind, bro.
You can't tell somebody with a superhero. That's like, you know, like it's like the same argument that like some people won't respect Batman because he don't have no superpowers compared to like Thor.
Here's what I'm
When
saying.
See
Batman
what I'm saying?
has
Alright,
a
hear me
contingency
out.
plan for everybody in the Justice League.
Exactly. You
All
know
right,
what I'm saying?
Hear me out. Here's what I'm saying.
Batman would be the
Let's
Littlefinger.
assume. I want y'all to be where I am. I want y'all to put where I am in my mind. In my mind, this is where I am. Bran is literally a straight up regular dude on the inside of my mind. Regular dude. He said, "Okay, all right, I can see
he's
it."
not,
He said,
though.
"I can see everything." Okay, I can see everything. Oh, word. Okay, word. All right, bet. Now I'm gonna get everybody to believe whatever I say without no kind of question. And they're not gonna think I have any kind of personal motive behind it. They just gonna believe, well, he knows everything. He's just trying to save everybody. Now the Night King is dead. He's still telling people what to do. Now's the time to tell her. Now's the time to tell John the truth. All of this shit. You must go south. He was playing all of this out, bro. He's like, I'm gonna get John banished. All of this was planned, bro. Yo, I'm telling y'all, son. When they do a spinoff,
How can you put him on the same level as Littlefinger? Littlefinger don't have power, bro.
Littlefinger's dead. That's how. He got Littlefinger killed. It was him. He got Littlefinger killed. Chaos is Elijah.
I just don't see how you're putting them next to each other on any level, bro.
He
You got somebody who knows the future, bro.
Okay.
Littlefinger did not know the future and still
I don't
manipulated it.
care. I don't care. That's like saying, okay, Superman got this power, Hulk got this power. I don't care. If Superman get his ass whooped, he get his ass whooped. That's it. I don't care what kind of, were you born on Krypton, you're a human. You know Hulk was beating Loki ass?
Yeah.
I don't care, Loki, where you from. You got your ass beat. I don't care. Look, Bran,
I still don't get
he
what you're
won the
saying.
Game of Thrones. That's what I'm saying. Bran 100% won the Game of Thrones. There's no arguing about it. He won.
One thing I don't like about how the show turned out was the title of the actual story is A Song of Ice and Fire. It was set up so we think that Jon Snow is going to be the person who is the centerpiece of the show. But then it turns out that Bran is the
Bran's
person
a Stark,
that
though.
won
That's
in
still ice.
Westeros.
That's still ice, though.
I don't get it.
didn't
I
like
don't get
that.
it. We were set up to believe that
I really
Jon Snow.
I wanted.
Y'all realize the king now was gone for an entire season too, right?
Yeah.
Like
What's that?
Bran was gone for one whole season. You remember that, right? And it's like,
What season was that?
remember he wasn't even like in it. It was like a season where he wasn't even in it, or they might have showed him like twice in a whole season,
4
4 or 5, something like that.
It was like one season he still looks like a kid. Next thing you know, he's
Man.
got a
Grown-ass man.
full on Adam's apple.
They
and
never
he
should have cut
hair.
his. They never should have cut his hair. That was a dumb move. All the Stark men got long hair. I didn't like that.
They should have pushed his ass out of
You know
one more
what?
window.
I don't know.
Yo, Bran is a genius, bro.
So how do
Shoulda
y'all?
pushed
Now I gotta
Bran
reread the
out of one
book,
more window.
bro. Cause Bran is the first chapter in all the books, mind y'all. He's the first. I'm gonna reread it, and I'm like, bro, this dude was.
I still don't see your
He's a
comparison.
genius, bro. He's a genius.
How are you a genius if you know the future already, bro?
That was to make you a genius. That's like
No,
Professor
bro.
X.
A wizard.
He's a
A
genius.
wizard says you have all power.
Professor
A wizard
X is
says
a
you have
doctor,
all
too.
power now.
He's not just...
Bro, you have all power.
Okay.
You're a god, bro. I'm a god. Now you're a god. He's a genius automatically.
Oh, no,
He's a
okay.
god.
No, it's not just that.
Obviously.
He took the information that he had, and he used that to manipulate people, bro. He only gave people enough
on, bro.
information.
Hold on,
Hold on,
bro.
let me finish.
But
Let me finish.
If his power is looking into the future, seeing
know
the
what's
future,
gonna happen.
then you already know what's gonna happen.
Him-
So what action can you take? To
I got
change
you.
anything
I got
if
you.
already know the end
Exactly.
result?
That's the thing. Maybe that's not how it was. Because if it was that way, if everything was predetermined, he wouldn't have any action to take. He had all the information in the world, but he only revealed certain information to certain people at a certain time that will bring about a certain result. And that's where hold on. That's where his genius comes in. He didn't say he waited to the exact moment. He said exact moment. Now's the time to tell John. He waited all that fucking time. He said, now's the time, because you tell him at this time, he's going to tell Daenerys at this time. And Daenerys is going to react emotionally by doing this. This shit was all calculated, bruh. He said, Tyrion, I need to talk to you.
But there's no
Bruh.
calculation if
There's
you already know
none,
the
bruh.
end result.
Who hasn't had the same power as him? We could take Doctor Strange,
I was
who
just
had the
thinking that too.
same exact power as Brandon Stark, and he knows what he needs to do. I need to give my time stone away at the perfect time in the perfect place to make sure this happens.
So he's a genius.
No, he's not a genius.
That
He
does not
already
mean
knew
he's
the-
a genius.
He already knew the outcome.
Everybody with the power
Hey,
always
hey, hold
does
on,
say
hold on,
we're
hold on,
genius
hold on.
right
Knowing the
now.
answer.
Let me
to the
talk.
test.
Let me talk. Let me talk.
Everybody- no,
Yeah, y'all
look,
ganging
look,
up on
look,
me.
look.
Y'all ganging up on me.
Everybody
Hey, look.
who's ever had
Everybody who's watching this right now, they're trying to say that Doctor Strange is not the genius of Endgame, which is ridiculous. Because if it wasn't for Doctor Strange, 14.
Everybody with
Let me
that
talk. Let me
power
talk.
is the
Over
genius.
millions of different outcomes, everybody would have died.
I
Doctor
don't know.
Strange is the
He's
only
saying-
nigga. He the only nigga that say everybody, bro. What yo, really trying to say? Doctor Strange not the savior?
I'm not
Why is that
saying
so
he's
genius
not.
to
He's
you?
not the
He's not the
savior.
savior.
But
We're
that
trying
doesn't
to
make
figure
him a
out why is that so
genius.
genius to you.
but
Everybody
he
who's had
can't
that
be a
power
genius for it.
does the same thing because
No,
that's
they
the only-
don't.
Who hasn't then, bro? We just got two examples.
Motherfucking Blood Raven didn't do that shit.
You're talking about in this world, bro? I'm talking about everybody who's had this power. First of all, the power ain't consistent. So if we're going with this power right now, we have two examples of people. This is obvious what you do.
Blood
bro.
Raven had the same exact powers as
This is
Bran.
literally obvious
He
what
had the
you
same
do.
exact power as Bran. He did not achieve what Bran achieved, bro.
Okay, bro, and guess what? Because he was genius enough to know not to do that because Bran's going to do it later. So he's a genius too then.
But he ain't sitting on the iron damn throne. He's in the
So
king
he's
of
a
the-
genius too, though. Blood Raven had the same
He's
power.
I wouldn't say he's a genius. I say he's a mastermind.
In your
He's a
world,
mas-
he's a genius.
he's a
bro,
mastermind.
because he did everything he was supposed to do to make sure Bran is the one that
He's a
was,
mastermind.
was looked at as a genius by you.
He's a
Pretty much.
mastermind.
Blood Raven's a mastermind too.
He's
Everybody in this is a mastermind there, bro.
Not
So that's
everybody.
why-
Not everybody. No.
How
no,
are they
no.
not? If they all, everybody who's every Blood Raven or every old guy that there's ever been, Bran, Blood Raven, every single one of them, all did the perfect thing to make it to where we're at right now. Why is that surprising? That's literally what they were
Because
supposed
why
to
didn't
do.
they make it so it could be that way fucking 300 years ago?
Because it wasn't meant to be, bro. Because they were so genius that Bran was going to be the one to do it.
Okay.
That's what you're saying, bro. It's
okay.
it's obvious that that's what they're supposed to do, bro. Doctor Strange, we got the best example, bro. Literally, we've seen two examples extremely recently of people who have had the same exact power and did the same exact thing. It's
Not same exact. Not
Yes,
same
they
exact.
have,
no.
bro.
All right. This
Everything
is why.
you
Let me
do
talk. Let me
leads
talk.
to the end
Let me
result,
talk. Because
bro.
Doctor Strange only did. Doctor Strange only did. Let me talk. Let me talk. Doctor Strange only did one action. Right. That's when he offered up the stone to Thanos. So he was like, "Do not kill Tony Stark." And then
There was another action.
another one.
There was
All right, what other one? What other
the
one?
other action was him sitting there looking at 14 million and five
True.
different.
True.
Yeah.
It's not that one. The
Outcomes.
other one was when Stark went to him and was like, "Do we win? If I tell you,
It ain't gonna happen.
It won't happen."
Okay. Now let me respond to that.
That's the.
it-
Let me respond. Let me
In-
respond.
In a sense, did sort of kind of tell Tony by going like this,
which is genius.
which is,
All right.
It's like they're all geniuses then. Like,
Y'all gonna let me talk.
go ahead.
even though he
Okay. Now, as far as him looking at the whole 14 million things, I won't say that's one action that he took to make it happen. That was before he even knew.
only action
That's to
he took.
gather the information to then act.
it's the only action he could have taken.
I know it's not. I won't say that.
He was the only one
But-
in the entire.
Okay, I give you that. Moving past that.
He was the
Okay,
only one who
okay.
used his stone.
Okay, moving past that.
He didn't
So
think he
I would say
really used his own
the pivotal moment, and I will say we had more than one pivotal moment. One was when he gave Thanos the stone because that changed everything. Yeah. Two So when he looked at Tony, when he told Tony Stark, he said, "I can't tell you. I'm not going to give that an action. I'm going to say that is the act of not acting." He said, "I'm not going to do this," which isn't the same thing as setting things in motion. That's showing restraint. But you are right. There's a second one when he did like this, and he was like, "Yo, this is the one. This is the one, right?" Y'all remember that part, right?
Yeah.
Now, Bran did that shit like 20 times. There were so many different moments where he said, okay, y'all remember what was it, season 6? He didn't do shit. It's a plot hole. It's a huge plot hole with this whole thing.
Yeah, season 6, that was the one that he was barely in the season, right?
It was a huge plot hole when he found out that Jon was Aegon Targaryen. If you know everything, how are you just not finding something out, bro? Y'all remember when Sam told him? I'm like, bro, how is he finding this out when he knows everything? So then now at the next season, he knows everything. But I'm saying there were multiple moments where he did that Doctor Strange thing. Like, not just once. I'm talking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Would you be king if I offered you the crown? Why do you think I've done everything I've did? Everything that I've did, every conversation I've had has been for this moment. That's why I'm saying he's a genius. Because Doctor Strange did not have that moment. Doctor Strange put things in the hands of Tony Stark. Bran Stark put things in the hands of himself.
Because that was supposed to happen.
Because he wanted it to happen. He never. Bran Stark. Here's the difference. Here's the difference. Bran Stark never said there's only one way this turns out well. Doctor Strange said that. Don't get the universes confused. For all we know, with Bran Stark, it could have been 5, 10, 15 different things for it to turn out well. He said it's going to turn out well with me on this motherfucking throne. I'm going to decide his justice. And that's why I feel like he's better than Littlefinger. Because he decided to end himself up on the throne, bruh.
All right. Agree to disagree, goddammit.
I love this, though. No, I love this shit. No. This is what we do.
Because I'm just resting on the simple fact. It'll just be like the closing words. I'm resting off the simple fact that I see the future. I see all the right moves I'm supposed to make sure that this outcome happens. Everybody who knows the future knows they can't change it, and people don't be there. We're not playing in a world where there's like a branch off universe. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't describe, bro. It's like, I see the future. I'm supposed to tell Jordan to do this at that time. That doesn't make me genius when I do it. I saw that was gonna happen anyway. What? Like, you know what I'm saying?
So you're taking the Matrix approach.
Yeah, it's like, I saw that I did
that. You're saying it was predetermined and it was going to happen.
It is if you see the future.
And here's what I'm saying: we don't know that because they never specified that.
What else?
What
else do you look at?
Okay, in time travel. Look, okay, I got you.
Find out, okay, what's happening next? And the whole matter of fact, this will help you understand it. You remember in Age of Ultron when Scarlet Witch basically let everyone see what their destinies were.
Yes.
Or potential.
Basically showed Thor Ragnarok. In a sense,
and
the only person who was shown theirs and they acted on it was Tony. He was the only one that tried to prevent what was coming.
Yes,
he saw what the end was, and the end was doom and death. He did everything he could to try to prevent that.
Which was in his storyline already.
Which was already in his storyline.
Okay, right.
So basically, the only thing that did was show him what his future was. And then everything he did basically put it into motion, while the only thing he was trying to do was prevent it.
Right.
That's the same thing that Bran ass could have did, but didn't.
No, that's not necessarily true. Here's why. Let me respond to him. So when we dealing with time travel with these movies, there are different ways that different universes deal with it. And some of them we have predeterminism, which is it doesn't matter if I show you your future or not, because this is your future. And if you try to make that not happen, you're going to actually make it happen by trying to make it not happen, right? And then we have another one where it's like, okay, this is a potential future, and your actions could change that. We don't know which one we're dealing with Game of Thrones. It's like, I understand what you're saying, but you're speaking as if you know for a fact we're dealing with predeterminism, which they have not established. They have not established that, right? Like, now we know with Endgame, we weren't dealing with it, because he said, if I tell you, it won't happen, which means we can still fuck shit up right now, right? Was that agreed?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll be like, it don't matter. It's fate. I can tell you, and that's gonna make you try to do some shit, and it's still gonna happen because what I told you made it happen. It was meant to be. And I don't think that's what we had in Game of Thrones because of the care that Bran took with his actions and the timing in which he told people. It was like, we can still screw this up. The only time it was a point where it was no longer could be screwed up when he said, why do you think I did everything to get us here? At that point, now we're at a safe zone where y'all can't fuck up the future that is only going to be good from here. Before that, if one thing would have went just a little bit off, we're fucked. He needed Arya to come in right at that fucking moment. He needed that to happen. Right? He needed Theon to die right at that time, so Arya could come up right at that moment, so she could stab the Night King, which is why he gave Arya that blade last season, right? All this is pretty fucking determined. He can't say, all right, you're going to sneak up on him, right? So you see what I'm saying? So I don't think it was predetermined. I think he was setting things, and he saw the potential future, and he was an active piece in that potential future. Whereas Doctor Strange saw the potential future, and Iron Man was an active piece in it. He's looking at it. Iron Man's a piece. I'm looking at it. Whereas Brand is, I'm looking at it, and I'm in it. I'm a piece that's actively making things happen here. That's what I'm saying. That's why I thought.
So what if he looked in the future and he saw that I'm not the piece that makes the future happen? It's going to be Tony Stark. So I need to set up everything else.
That's what he did.
That's exactly what he did.
That's what Doctor Strange did. Yes.
Yeah, that's what Doctor Strange did.
Yeah.
So the only difference was Brand's storyline that he saw in the future already was that he was king. That was it. So he saw everything that led up to being king.
And he saw himself making himself king.
Bro, he did all the same stuff, but it's okay. We'll agree to this.
Just because he didn't stand up and say I'm king, he set it up in motion for everybody to want him to be king.
I don't know. I just can't rest on genius is such like a huge thing.
Genius, bro.
Littlefinger was a genius because he had no superpower to see the future. He had nothing but his brain.
And he got fucking killed by Brand. Brand killed him.
Because he's human. That was still genius to me. Like, I can't call somebody genius that could see the future, bro. You
thought he had an unfair advantage?
Obviously.
So what?
You the smartest kid in the class, and you got the answer key.
Daenerys had an unfair advantage. John had an unfair advantage.
No, they didn't.
Daenerys had an unfair advantage because she had a fucking dragon.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's unfair advantages, so you can't just be throwing.
I'm not gonna say somebody not Aegon united the 7 kingdoms because he had 3 dragons. That doesn't mean he's not a fucking beast for conquering. Like, motherfuckers play the hand they was dealt. You a charismatic motherfucker. You born with charisma. I'm not gonna knock your success because you were born with charisma and I wasn't. That's not fair.
That doesn't make me a genius just because I have.
It make you a charismatic motherfucker. And if you're born with smarts, you know what I'm saying? If you're born with smarts and you know shit, then you motherfucker Albert Einstein. This nigga was born.
He got it when he went to the 3-hour Ravens.
Facts. And Daenerys wasn't born with dragons, but she got him. Aegon wasn't born with dragons, but he used them and became one of the greatest men in history.
All right, so how y'all feel about the whole series as a whole?
You trying to wrap it up? I like that.
We're gonna get up out of here, man. Yeah, because we'll just keep.
Hey, man, it's a fun episode, man. We gotta go hard.
Thank y'all for watching. You know, we're here with you. You know what I'm saying?
Man, comment, man. What y'all think?
Comment on what y'all think.
I think Brand is a beast.
We never got a full introduction or whatever, but these are the Blerd Brothers, and just describe to them where they can find you.
Oh, yeah. You can find us pretty much everywhere online, YouTube channel, Blerd Brothers, Twitter, Blerd Brothers, Facebook, Instagram, all Blerd Brothers.
All that.
What kind of content y'all do?
Man, we do everything from trailer reviews. I'm going to start doing a whole lot more in the sports.
Yeah.
Probably going to start in the makings of starting up a podcast on that as well, just to kind of give people my thoughts on sports and the whole world there.
Because this man Jordan knows sports.
Yes, he does. Yeah. We do movie reactions, TV reactions, like anything from reviews. If it's in the nerdosphere or the sportsosphere, I'm making up words as I go along.
It sounds fire though.
We're going to talk about it.
Definitely. And also, going to cons and stuff like that as well, giving reviews on those. So you're going to definitely be able to catch us at a couple of them. I know QuirkCon's definitely one we're hitting up. That's in 2 weeks. So definitely be hitting that up.
And so subscribe to these brothers, man. They just been going at it for about 6 months, and they already had 200-something subscribers.
And climbing.
There's no going back, yo. But yeah.
So what's their handle?
Yeah. Give them the handle one more time, then I'll wrap it out.
All right. I go by the name Hazy O'Neal. You can find me all over the internet at that name, Hazy O'Neal.
I am the good doctor, and like I normally say, please fill your prescriptions, ladies and gentlemen. Now, also, man, like I said, just find us on the YouTubes where the bulk of our content's gonna be. Yeah. It's on YouTube. Almost 100 some odd videos put up so far. We're getting really close to it.
Yeah.
Probably with the ones we just shot on today, so we're getting really close to that marker. But like I said, we appreciate all the support and everything, man. Because you've been rocking with us since day one.
Yeah, bro. And you the same too, bro. Since I met Jordan, Jordan been rocking with the whole mission since day one. So it's always been a support. This is just the first time we actually got to come together.
Oh yeah.
And go ahead and do it. I remember when he came to me, it was like, bro, I'm about to do it, and we're gonna do a mashup show and collaborate at some point. And this is the episode we decided to do it on the season finale. But this is the 3 Oak Podcast. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notifications when we drop some content. The 3 Oak Podcast on everything.
I mean, hey man, look, I don't know if I got the authority to do this. If I don't, just cut this out, man.
Oh,
hey, man, whoever y'all agree with, comment, bro. Comment.
Oh, yeah.
If y'all feel like Brand's a genius, he the mastermind, you know what I'm saying? Comment. If y'all feel like Littlefinger's a beast. I can't knock that.
Littlefinger's okay. If you really feel like Littlefinger's a real genius,
but
comment. If you don't, if you feel like Brand's the real genius, comment. You know, let us know whose side
or anything that we have discussed that stood out to y'all previously that we all have had disagreements on. Let us know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying?
Because we can battle it out in these comments.
Yeah, let us know what y'all think. What y'all saw.
They're gonna do that anyway.
Yeah. I'm sure y'all gonna go at each other a little bit anyway, but we're gonna battle it out in these comments. But yeah, y'all, like, comment, share, subscribe, everything to 3-0 podcast and the Blerd Brothers. Peace.
You just watched we could start over if you'd like.
Hey!
You just watched the 3-0 podcast instead of listening to it.
You just watched the 3-0 podcast. Okay.
Thank you for watching the 3-0 podcast.
If you like what you just seen, you should hit the subscribe button.
Twice.
It's right. Look, it's right there, bro. It's right there.
See it, right?
It's right there.
It, right? Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah. I think they see it, but I'm not sure. Yeah.